Welcome to Racing Roots with Hamm.
If you don't know our host, David Hamm, he's a 25-year NASCAR veteran, engine builder, and jackman.
Live every Monday evening, we have a new guest
From the racing world with their stories, their paths,
their racing roots. Sponsored by Jersey Cape Yachts. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and their YouTube channel. Also on jerseycapeyachts.com. Check out my website, DHammiam.com. Be sure to hit that subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you'll be notified every time we go live.
Now here's our host, David Hamm.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Racing Roots with Hamm. Come back this way, that way just a little bit. Sorry, we're doing last minute technical adjustments here. But we got, my guest tonight is Natalie DECKER and Amy and Chuck as well. So it's great to see y'all again. This feels like it's been forever since I saw you, since yesterday. I mean, we spent the whole day together. So that was great, though. I really enjoyed it. Back this way just a little bit. So we can see Amy. We want to be able to see Amy in here. So yes, we got a lot of people up in here, so things are getting bumped around and stuff. That's good. Perfect. Thank you. So, so we went go-kart racing yesterday. So this is the most important question for the night, by the way. All right. Are you ready? So anyway.
I'm ready.
So,
I'm ready.
Did you mean to spin me out?
Of course I did.
Yes, of course.
The only person I wanted to spin out was you.
Oh, yes. You know what? I was so proud. I was cruising along in second place or what felt like I was going fast. But when I saw my times, I wasn't fast. That's usually the way it is. It feels like it's fast, but it's not really. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what just happened? It's just like, bam. Yes.
And I didn't get it on camera.
And what? You didn't? Okay.
No, because you were guys over in the opposite end of the thing, so
yeah.
I didn't get to see it.
What was kind of funny, too, though, is that you let everybody go past you so that you could have fun and start in the rear and then lap.
Yeah, I wanted to start in the back so I could pass everybody.
Yes. I think you lapped everybody anyway, right?
I did, yeah.
Yes. That's got to be fun, you know. I always thought about being a race car driver. That would probably be the funnest thing, is just picking off cars one at a time.
It's addicting, that's for sure.
I got to do it in the pits, but that was whenever we were in a cup crew and we would go I'd go as a jackman then in the Busch Series, and then we would come in like 15th and come out first, second, third, whatever.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, you know.
That's a race too, yeah.
Yes. All right, so Amy, if you don't know, Natalie is I was going to say Amy because she's sitting right here, but I'll start with Natalie because what is it, youth before age or something like that. But anyway, yes. So you're a Xfinity driver now. So are you not doing any truck series races?
No, we're not.
Okay.
We don't have any plans to do any truck races, but you never know if the opportunity comes. I
Sure.
mean, I might.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year we had planned to do 5 Xfinity races, and then yesterday also when you were hanging out with us, we were racing the Audi R8 with Ave Motorsports at the Charlotte Roval. So we have planned to do a few of those as well, but we're mostly sticking to trying to keep raising money to keep going Xfinity racing throughout the year.
There you go. That's cool. And that's the first time I've been to it's a Trans Am series, right?
Yeah.
First time I've been to one of those races, so that was pretty neat to see. And actually, that was the first time I saw the Roval. I had built an engine for Blaney a few years back that he ended up winning the race because he was running third, and then the two wrecked in front of him, Jimmy Johnson and somebody else.
I remember that.
And so I was like, oh, well, third's pretty cool, you know, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute.
It's not over till it's over.
That's right, exactly, yeah. So you ended up finishing second?
Yeah. We got fast time, and then we ended up finishing second. We couldn't beat him. He was really fast and really consistent, and how the start happened, he just got out front and got really clean laps and got a big lead on me, so it was gonna be hard to catch him.
Right, kind of like that go-kart race where except backwards, you know. I was out front. I had to lead. I should have said no, I'm gonna get behind you and then just follow you, and learn what you're doing. So I didn't get to go back for the second race, though. Did you get to come back for that?
Yeah, we did the second race. I won again.
You did? I'll go figure, yes. I was going to say.
My time was like 4th fastest of the week at K1, which was cool.
Oh, yeah. And did you did they keep track of other drivers or people that are in there, like to keep records of who else?
Yeah, they like they even have like a top time for the month and the week, and even just to be on top for the week, I thought that was pretty cool. I took a picture and sent it to my mom and dad. I was like, look at this.
Yes, that's great. Yeah. So and Amy, you were so y'all were from Wisconsin.
Yes, we're from
right?
Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I'm basically right by the border of Canada, the UP.
Mm-hmm.
But when you guys were go-karting yesterday, I think I set a record at K1.
Oh yeah.
I think I swiped my credit card the most in the massage chair that they had there. And I am so sore today. I think my back is bruised. I think I was in there for like 45 minutes, and I was like, oh. Now today I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. And I know what you mean. My shoulders are sore. Well, it's not from the
From
chair.
karting.
For mine are sore from the karting. So maybe.
Yeah, just think I did a 75-minute race
Yes.
in the Audi, and then I went to the go-kart track and did 2 races. I'm really sore today.
Yep. I was actually going to ask you how you felt, so I guess that explains it. So you
I
actually
wish I had that massage chair at my house now.
Sure.
No,
Yes.
it was nice. I had Googled massage chairs last night when I got home to see how expensive they are. They're pretty pricey.
I can imagine. Yeah. And I'm assuming that's why Chuck decided not to race, because he was smart. 'Cause he was like, first of all, Natalie's going to wreck me. And second of all, I'm going to be sore.
I was ready to go until some more people showed up. Because,
I know, right?
Probably it's a good thing I didn't. I can be a wrecking ball. And
Oh, yes. I can't.
He would have been the one to spin you out, David.
I'm not very friendly on go-kart tracks.
I kept running into Manisha here, and and then I was like, all right, finally I was like, all right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to get way far away from her, because I felt bad, because I was like going into the turn. I didn't realize she was going to slow down. And it was like, bang, bang. I was like, all right, that's enough.
The only way to
Stay away
pass
from
at
her.
K1 is you got to move them or wreck them. That's the only way to get around people.
Now, why didn't you tell me that before the race? Because I was,
Because I wanted to win.
gosh, yes,
Came by and
yes.
bam.
Yeah.
I
she
hate
did.
you
Oh,
really
yeah.
hard.
She took her out, too.
I
So
got
that's
everybody.
the trick.
You sent a message.
Yeah, so I'll remember that next time. The secret is to just spin them out, right?
It is. That's
So
the
would you hook
secret.
them in the left rear or the right
But
rear
it just
or whatever?
depends on what corner you're going
Oh,
to.
okay. So there. Well, that's an honest answer. You gotta.
Well, remember the old saying,
Yeah.
rubbing is racing.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yes. Well, this is more than rubbing, but that's okay. I don't take it personally. It's all good. I'm just glad that you made it up here this evening, because I know a couple of weeks ago you ended up not feeling good. So.
Yeah, thank you for
Yes.
having me.
Yeah, thank you.
It actually worked out even better, because now you have all of us.
Yeah, I know. We got to bring Scott and Jana got to come today too, or this evening. Yeah, so that's very good. So, and I also want to give a big shout out to Dave Laney. He brought me something to eat, because I get to where I forget to eat sometimes, especially whenever I'm excited and I got something going on. But he come up here from Delaney's here in Statesville. It's a good place to go eat, and they got a nice bar and all that stuff. Dave Laney, yes, not to be confused with Dave Blaney. I mean, we had a DC Cooper tuned in on the radio the other day, and I was like, "Hey, we got DC Cooper," and the sheriff was sitting here, so I said, "Or DB Cooper." I'm sorry, why did I say DC? Anyway, so DB Cooper, you've heard of him, right? The guy that jumped. Yes. So anyway, so back to the racing thing. So what I like to do is just hear your story, and a lot of times, I mean, you probably started really young, so your parents might actually know the story even better than you, or they could add to it.
They probably could definitely add
Yes.
to it. Well, my dad owned a snowmobile racetrack in Eagle River, Wisconsin. He recently sold it a couple years ago, but I grew up at this track. My mom actually told me when she was pregnant with me, for exercise, she would make laps around the property for exercise. So like
Right on the
Oh.
oval.
on the oval.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
you-
around the whole
Aw,
perimeter. I would
you
do it on the
lazy.
racetrack.
You should have done it around
yes.
the whole property.
So you started very young.
I think that's why you
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
go turn left, because I was
Yes.
doing laps going left all the
Okay,
time.
that's why I like it.
So you were born to race. It's like the song that Amy, Darryl Walter, Rich Petty, Rusty Austin, Bill Irvin, Gordon Hart, Smith, Johnson Jr. He says he was born with a valve off a Goodyear tire, kind of
yeah,
similar to you, right?
very similar.
Yes.
And you were in a
Yeah, I was gonna say that next. You
okay.
explain.
No. Go ahead.
No, you lived it. I was
You
inside your belly. I
actually,
don't know.
yes, actually, Dad would be better at explaining. He adds
with the-
color to stories.
With the Northern Lights?
Yes.
Oh.
So this is still before Natalie's born.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just a few months old in her belly.
I had some good friends. They had an aerobatic team called the Northern Lights. They're out of Quebec. And 2 of the pilots were ex-snowbird pilots. One was a gal from Sweden. She was a Swedish aerobatic champion. And then the national aerobatic champion from the U.S. was the fourth plane. And we got them to perform at the Derby track. First time they ever did a off-airport full performance for an aerobatic. We had FAA, we had to shut down all airspace, and it was pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah.
So after the races were all over, they stayed for a few days, and we took them snowmobiling and had some fun. And then he says, hey, you guys want to, let's go up and we'll perform our show. They're 2-seat, extra 300s, they're called, aerobatic plane. So they had a tandem front and back. It's like, that'd be cool. So I went, Amy, my wife, went. She
But
was
we didn't
pregnant.
tell them I was pregnant.
No.
Oh,
And
yes.
my
But I was
father
like
went.
6 months pregnant, I
My
think.
father went and my brother went.
That's so bad.
And they literally did the entire aerobatic routine. And
Yeah.
And I was in her belly.
But you turned out okay, so it's okay.
That
I mean,
is
you
so
know.
naughty.
I know. I mean, it's, like on the amusement park rides, you're not supposed to go if you're
Yeah.
pregnant. Well, yeah, I did the real thing.
Okay, so that's all
Yes.
when I was not born yet.
That's why you're a little hoo-hoo.
That might explain a lot.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But when I was about 4, my dad, he wanted me to race snowmobiles because that's what him and his brothers did. And then my Aunt Sue and your parents, everybody raced snowmobiles.
Wisconsin, you race snowmobiles.
Yeah.
And so I've never done snowmobiles. Of course, I've never had any that much snow.
There's not much snow.
Yes.
Dick Trickle race snowmobiles. Rich Pickle race snowmobiles.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep,
okay,
they-
yeah.
From there, you
they
race
all do.
snowmobiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I was 4, that was the age you could start racing. So my dad went out and bought me a sled and like the nice matching outfit, and he really wanted me to get into snowmobile racing because that was his passion. And I was 4, I didn't know what I was doing,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So every day after school, it was either my Uncle Alan or my dad. I'd follow him around the track, and the sleds are pretty slow, so all you have to do is hold it wide open and just go around the course. Well, I practiced every day for probably 2 weeks, ever since the track was groomed and prepared. And then the race came about, and we're all lined up, ready for the green flag, and I went about 10 feet because when I was lined up and from the race to my practice, there was no sleds on the track. So when I was looking around, I was like, there's about 20 other people over here. And I went 10 feet and I took off my helmet, and my dad said, what's wrong? Like, did the sled quit? What's wrong? And I said,
I'm done.
I'm done.
Oh.
Wait, and then what did Grandma say? My grandma said,
Oh, when I got back to the office,
yeah, what did Grandma say?
she said, how much did that cost every foot?
Yeah.
How much was that per foot?
That's a good point. Yes.
Yeah.
Grandmas always have a way of looking at things like that.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that was my snowmobile career. So then from there, I found out what go-karts were, and I was like, that's much more my style. Dad, I want to race NASCAR. This is way cooler, way safer, and they do it on TV.
Yeah, there you go. It's more
Yeah,
money in that, I'm
warmer.
assuming. Yeah, 4 wheels. So did let's see, Matt Kansas, he was from up there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking after I talked to y'all, and I told you my Wisconsin connection was with Wagner and Scott Wimmer, but I also built engines for Matt Kansas, and I knew the Risers, John Riser and Rochelle, and now I met them back in '95. I know it's way before you were born, but
Yeah.
hung out with them, yes, when Robbie was a driver. But yeah, cool. Wisconsin's a cool place. Got a bunch
It
of
is.
nice people from there.
There's a
And your
lot of
Aunt
people in the
Sue
racing
as well.
world that
Yeah.
that come from Wisconsin. Yeah, well, I got to tell the whole story of how I found go-karts.
Yes.
So my dad and one of the guys that he had hired at the track, his name was Todd. It was actually Todd and his daughter, and then my dad and me, and we were on a business trip together. It was just a day trip, so you guys brought the kids for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know why. And on the way home, there was a go-kart track with lights on, and we pulled in because we're like, oh, like, let's stop and see it. Let's have a little fun while we're working. So we stopped in to see the go-kart race, and I was probably, 5 years old, 6 years old?
7.
7? Okay, he
Yeah.
knows. He knows.
See, there you go.
And I fell in love. Right that minute, I was like, Dad, I want to race go-karts. And he was like, no, you don't. You
Oh.
don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't want to race. Don't get into it. Don't start. And then a few years later, he got me a go-kart for my birthday.
Oh, very nice. So why didn't you want her to at first?
Well,
He knew it was expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I already went through the snowmobile routine, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, true.
Spent a bunch of money on that
Yeah.
when we went 10 feet, and so
Yes.
now I'm gonna go spend even more money on a racing go-kart and
Go 5
all the
feet.
equipment and
Right, yes.
go 5 laps and say I'm done. So
Yeah.
but it didn't happen that way.
And tires wear out.
And then I remember years after that, all this work from go-karts to 4-cylinders to super stocks to limited late models. We were buying our first super late model for my career. My dad was making this purchase, and up to this, we were kind of racing other people's cars and like renting rides. And he had a lot of connections through racing because of his racetrack and his career. So that really helped us all the way up to this point, and we're sitting in this garage. His name is Brandon Selly, who we bought the car from. And I'm sitting on this like little shop chair, and my dad looks at me and he goes, "I didn't think you would be this committed to us being this far already in like what, 6 years, 5 years, whatever it was." And he's like, "I imagined my life at this point. I was just sitting on the dock by the lake drinking my scotch and water. That's what I imagined. I didn't imagine sitting here doing this with you."
Yeah. Well,
True story.
yeah, it seems like he enjoys himself being at the racetrack, though.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah.
No, so it's been a good, fun career
Journey.
so far. Journey so far. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Waiting to do more.
No, it's a nice, what do you call RV, or what do you call it? The motor
Motorhome,
coach.
RV, coach, bus.
Yeah. And you got Krispy Kreme donuts in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you
Wait, I
can't go wrong
finished
with that.
3 of them.
She ate 3 of them last night.
Yeah,
I asked her
that's-
this morning, I said, "Why are you so crabby, Mom?"
Yeah.
And my dad goes, "She ate 3 donuts
Oh,
last
yes.
night."
Yeah, I understand. That'll do it. I had the chocolate custard or whatever it is, chocolate covered.
Yes, those are the best.
That's the one I had 2
It's
of
my
those.
favorite. Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah.
one glazed.
Shout out to Krispy Kreme. Y'all are good.
So somebody on here is asking, have you ever raced legend cars?
So my dad gave me one rule growing up, is I was not allowed to race a legend car. Well, then I started dating this guy, and his name's Derek, and he's still my boyfriend, by the way, everyone.
Yes.
And I would go watch him race with him and his dad, and like they have a huge race team, and they would bring like 4 cars to the track, and 2 of them are usually legend cars, and we would always show up really early since their racetrack's like right in their backyard of their race shop. And one day Derek's like, "Hey, if you fit in my suit and like the helmet fits, since we're the only ones here, you can take it for a few laps. Your dad will never know." Did you know I did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you know.
Yeah, I do now.
But I didn't race it. I did
Yeah.
race it. I only took it for maybe like 5 laps.
Uh-huh.
I was
Oh,
in the
that's cool.
wrong gear anyways, so we weren't even going that fast.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. And hey to Derek. I'm sure he's going to watch this if he's not already.
Yeah, he's
so,
watching. Hi,
Yeah,
Derek.
That's cool. He's a nice young man. Yes. Very nice young man. And so my daughter raced at Millbridge like half a lap. So it reminds me of your story,
so
but it was on a go-kart. Yes. And she started crying, and I was like, "Hey, what is wrong with you?" Well, because the official told her she needed to wear the neck brace. I totally forgot. I know that's.
So she got in trouble.
So she got in trouble, and then she was done. So that's okay though. She's fine.
Never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I used to race out there. So I have a few trophies. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'm going to race. I'll be racing against Natalie, but I'll be fine because I got experience. But prove me wrong. That's okay, though. No hard feelings.
Yeah, I think the weight, like the size and weight matters go-kart racing.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good excuse. I
Yeah.
got like 150 pounds on you or something. Yeah.
Probably not 150 pounds, but.
Yeah, 105.
Oh, Derek
Anyway,
just texted
yes.
me.
Oh, did
Hi.
he? Hey, what's up, Derek?
Derek just said hi, everyone.
Yeah, very cool, man. Yes, very nice young man. So, I'll do a quick shout out to our friends Mike in Ohio and Linda Jinks is in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I remembered where she was from this time. We used to fly into Scranton when we were going to help me out. Pocono, maybe. Anyway, yeah, I guess it would have been Pocono. Yeah. So, all right. So from there, you did the go-kart racing, and how long did you do that for?
We did go-kart racing for 3 years. In 3 years, we won 4 track champions, which was really cool. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. And you raced, how many tracks were you doing then?
We did, like, we went to 2 main tracks, but then we also traveled all over the United States. We came to Charlotte, Daytona.
Okay.
We never raced at Vegas, but one of my friends was racing there, and my dad was like, "Well, that's a good excuse to go visit
Yeah,
Vegas."
of course, yes. You might get some more money to go racing even more, right?
We didn't.
Yeah. So that's the way it goes. Yes. Was that WKA World Karting Association
Yes,
or whatever?
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we went into 4-cylinders, and I remember I didn't want to move up right away because I was nervous and I felt like I wasn't ready. And my dad said, "Well, we all think you're ready, but if you don't think you're ready, we can wait." And I was like, "Well, if everyone thinks I'm ready, I'll do it." And then I remember the night before my race, we were camping and we had this Jeep and it was, clutch and I had to shift. And he's like, we need to practice because your car is going to be this way. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how to do that. So we were practicing the night before my race how to shift and use a clutch. And going into my race, I still had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, well, that's a great story.
He's like, once you get it into fourth gear, you'll be fine. Because during the race, you don't shift. Well, we spun out in qualifying, and the track's really banked, and I couldn't figure out how to. And I was only 12 years old. I've never driven a car before.
Right.
But then the following weekend, we won my first heat race. Or like 2 weekends after that, I won the heat race.
Yeah, a few weeks.
I have the best memory of that first race. It was at Golden Sands Speedway in Wisconsin. She goes to the driver's meeting.
Oh, yeah.
And she didn't want anyone to know she was a little 12-year-old girl. So she was fully suited up with her helmet on and her shield down. Goes to the driver's meeting thinking nobody's going to know I'm this little 12-year-old girl in the Mod 4 class.
That's funny.
She was stuck out like a sore
gloves,
thumb.
helmet, everything. I went suited up. And I was like, no one will see me.
Yeah. And you're still small. I mean, like in that video that I did.
I'm still the same size I was when I was 12, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, sure. Well, that video I did, and you could hear Tracy in the background saying the helmet's bigger than she is or something like that.
It is. Like my head looks like it would be really heavy.
Like a little bobblehead.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one of the great things about you is it looks like you just have fun at everything that you do. And that's very important in life in general.
It's so important.
And that'll carry you through life too.
It's so important to do everything that you love and follow through with it and go for your dreams. And just to be able to do all this racing with my family makes it even more fun.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
They're here with me all the time. We work together. Sometimes that can be stressful, but
Sometimes.
but we have so much fun. Like in my Instagram bio, I'm pretty sure I have a quote in there or like a thing, like whatever in your bio, you always have a quote, and I'm just here to have fun.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that. Mine's living my life like a song.
That like
kinda
means the
funny.
same thing pretty much.
I borrowed that from Jimmy Buffett, which Scott and I
Just here to have fun.
are parrot heads, I guess you could say. Yeah. So, all right, so you're racing your go-karts. And then what? All right, so then you went into 4-cylinders.
Yep.
And then when did you decide that it was time for you to, I guess you went up to the 8-cylinders?
We went up
next?
to, we called them super stocks, right? That's what we did next?
Yep, a guy by the name of Ben Martinson asked you to drive his super stock.
Drive and babysit his kids.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so I was like double job.
Yeah. Well, that's
It
good.
was so much fun. That was,
Were you 13 then?
I was 13 or 14. Yeah, 13. Yeah, I was 13. And that transition into us being around short track racing that long and making these friends, those were the best memories growing up, is being who he said Ben's house and his wife Katie. We would stay at their house, camp in the like shop parking lot, and those memories growing up really made me fall in love with racing. I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. How can I make this happen? Because it was just the best time. Like I enjoyed it so much, and I played hockey in high school, and I enjoyed it more than hockey.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know that about you. That's good. So in racing, we always say, living the dream. You know, if somebody says, how's your day going? Whatever, you know, I'm building engines, torquing, whatever. Oh, I'm just living the dream. But you actually are, because you got your family with you and you get to do what you love to do, which is great.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I guess that 8-cylinder series was more like it was kind of like a stock in a way, right?
Yeah, I don't know
Super
much, I don't
stock.
remember.
No, they were
I got you.
they were perimeter. It was a stock chassis, but built.
Yeah.
Built car, built motor, 8-inch treaded tire,
Yeah.
spec shock. So they're a handful. They don't have much traction. They got way more power than they got traction, and it was a little bit of struggle in the beginning.
So I went from a
front-wheel
4-cylinder, a front-wheel drive car, to a rear-wheel drive car.
Right. And
Big
that's
difference.
totally
So I
different.
was like, before the center of the corner, like before the apex, wide open. Couldn't figure out why I was spinning out.
Oh, yeah.
I was
That
like,
was at
what's
State
wrong,
Park
Dad?
Speedway,
Why is
yeah.
the car handling like this? And he had to totally explain it to me. I was 13 years old. I was like totally relearning this car. And then, State Park Speedway, I like absolutely hated the track. And now today it's my most favorite track in the whole entire world. But my mom would never watch. She would always like half watch, pace back and
Oh,
forth.
I watched
and,
her.
like,
She was pacing
doing
around.
this, but
Yes,
she would
of
never
course.
watch, like not even a half a lap. And my first race that you watched from start to finish, I won.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, in the super stock. Yeah, at State Park Speedway, the track that I hated going to.
Yeah.
But I remember that the first race you were in, and Lyle Nowak, he races with one
He has one hand.
And
One
the
arm.
other one hand he lost like in a farming accident.
yeah.
But he is was such an inspiration to Natalie, not only on the track but off
yeah.
the track.
Him and his wife. And his wife, Ben Martinson, who my dad talked about earlier, he crewed and housed the car and owned the car. But there was a few weekends that conflicted with some of his racing. So we had Lyle Nowak come in because he also raced a similar car. And so he would crew chief the car, and then his wife would spot for me. And that was when I had my first, Ben, if you ever met this guy, he is the most quiet guy, and he kind of mumbles his words. So when he would spot for me, I was always lost and confused. So when I had Marcy spot for me, it was like I had the best spotter in the whole world for my first time. It was so I think that's why I won.
I see.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he mumbled, but then whenever he spotted, it was like perfectly clear. And
No.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Chuck? Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I think Lyle's setups were good too, but you won with Ben.
Yeah, we won with Ben a lot too.
Ben's
That's
the first
why
one
I
to
have
take you to Snowball Derby.
Yeah, we
That
went
didn't
to
go
the
so
Snowball
good.
Derby.
How was that?
That didn't go very well. We showed up with a car that was not very good.
Nearly competitive in their super
Yeah.
stock rules.
Yeah, we were a little lost.
Yeah, but I mean we're still top 15. I mean running. There's 30 cars out there.
The problem was in the super stocks, and this may have changed now, but they didn't need spotters. They didn't require spotters for their class.
Oh.
So there was a big wreck, and my spotter was Scott Wimmer.
Yeah.
And he
Oh, yeah.
was like, hey, slow down, there's a big wreck in turn 1.
Yeah.
And he's like, check up and go low. So I went low and I checked up. Well, all the cars behind me didn't have spotters, came in there so hard and rear-ended me so hard that they were looking at the car and they were like, oh, there's no damage. But on the other side, the fuel cell shot out of the car.
Oh, my gosh,
And
yes.
the fuel cell is laying on the track.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like yesterday
When I hit you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's where you learn how to hit hard in the rear like that.
There's somebody on
I
here
was,
named Jesse Netkoven. I'm probably saying it wrong. Wants me to ask Natalie if she's going to come back to where in Kakana.
Oh,
You
definitely.
know Jesse.
Yes. Hey, Kakana. Ooh, that's one of my least favorite tracks to race at, but you never know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
never
comments.
know.
There's a lot of comments on here, and I'm
Yeah.
having trouble keeping up with them
so
all.
here's the thing about comments. We can after they will also still be on here, so we can go back on. But if you just want to hit the highlights or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
I'm doing that.
some of my regular listeners here, Dickie Dennis is up in Virginia.
Address here.
Yes.
The last one. 1987 world champ.
Oh yeah.
You didn't think you would get away without this one. Yeah, tell us.
There we go.
Tell us.
1987
Yeah,
world champ.
tell us about that race when you won the world champion in the snowmobiles.
Oh, how cool is that?
Did
Yeah, we
you
gotta
own
hear
the
that
track
story.
at the time you won?
No.
Okay, good. Because then we would have said you cheated.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us about it there.
Well, the big race for Soma Racing, in a nutshell, the big deal for the Daytona 500 Soma Racing is the Eagle River World Championship Sawmill Derby. It's where everybody comes together from across the states, all of Canada. We've had drivers in from Japan, Iceland, all over. So it is where they crown the world champion. So that's the pinnacle of all the races. And yeah, I got lucky and won it once.
That's pretty modest right there. Just say you got lucky, but that's nice. That's what Natalie got lucky yesterday, twice.
Actually,
no
3
skill
times,
involved.
right?
Just yeah, probably so.
So somebody
man.
asked, what's your proudest moment so far in your career?
Ooh, I have a lot of different proud moments, like finishing 5th at Daytona in the Truck Series. But there's one that I always have to say because this might beat that. my home track, State Park Speedway, Johnny Sauter came home to race, and it was a double feature. In the first feature, I
Tim
won.
Sauter was there.
And well, all the Sauters were there. There's lots of Sauters.
Jim, yeah, we worked with some
They
at
were all
Savco.
there.
Some
It was
them
one of the
that-
biggest races in the Midwest because Johnny Sauter was coming home to race.
Gotcha.
So I won the first feature, and he finished 4th in the first feature, and then we swapped. The second feature he won, and I finished 4th.
Wow.
So that's
cool.
a very proud moment because
Yeah.
I beat him
Sure, yeah.
once only. But
Yeah. Of course, their dad, Jim Sauter, was a legend in racing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
He filled in for Sterling, for Kyle in 96 at Savco. So I got to jack for him. But who was the Sauter that worked with us over there, Scott? Jay Sauter.
so many Sauters.
Yeah, right, yeah. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Of the truck.
And they all race.
Yeah,
Yeah, they all race.
yeah.
Jim Jr., Tim, Jay,
We bought a
Travis.
late model from a Sauter. Was that
Travis
Travis?
Sauter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I spun him out for 4th, and then we bought his car a couple months later.
yeah.
I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah, so you have a history at spinning people out. I'm sorry,
you,
I can't
just
help
you.
myself. I can't be. I just mean, yeah, minutia. Yeah, I can't help it. It's just
That
one
was
thing
good.
I can fall back on every time. So, all right. So you went through the super stock, and then all right. So I'm curious how you got connected into NASCAR because somebody
Well,
had
that
to
was
see
always our
your-
goal.
Yes.
To race.
No,
in
that
NASCAR.
was your goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Don't
that.
say our goal.
Yeah.
That was your goal.
True. That was my goal.
Yeah.
When I was in 6th grade, I was racing going from the 4-cylinder to the super stock, and at that point, I was also playing hockey, very competitively. And there's a thing called Team Wisconsin where you can play for your state. They reached out to my parents and asked for me to come try out and play for their team. And at that point, they play through the summers because then, when you're in school, you play at your hometown and around your region. And so they play in the summers, and my dad said, Natalie, you need to pick now. Are we going hockey or are we going racing? Because you can't do both now. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even have to think about it. I said racing because my goal was NASCAR.
Yeah.
And we worked our way up through short track racing all the way through the ranks and finally ended up in super lates. When I was 14, I tested my first super late model, and then by the time I was 15, my first couple races were down in New Smyrna
Oh yeah.
when they do that whole week-long race.
Yeah.
And
Speed weeks.
Speed weeks, yeah. So how we started getting our connections into NASCAR was I tried out for the Drive for Diversity program.
Mm-hmm.
And we made it, and my mom and I had to move from Wisconsin together all the way to North Carolina because I wasn't old enough to live on my own yet.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
only 17 or 16.
16.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a-
So I had to move with my mom, and we lived down here for a year.
Oh,
racing.
do we have some stories?
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure.
we're not going to talk about them.
I was going to
you
ask
and
you,
I.
has Chuck heard any of
I
these?
get my own stories back home.
So we lived down here, and I started making a lot of connections and meeting a lot of people, and that really helped me launch my career into the ARCA series. Because once I did a full year with the diversity program, I moved back home, raced a full another year, super late racing, and gathering everything up to figure out how we could go ARCA racing, because that was our next step and our next goal.
Yeah.
And we made that happen. We just, I don't know. God worked his magic because
Yeah.
For sure.
I couldn't see a clear path on how it was going to happen. And it was hard. It was very frustrating, and it made me doubt everything we did since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And then one day it was just boom, it turned around, and Carl, N29, and his wife, Deb, just came into our lives. I mean, they were already into our lives, but they came in to support us, and they really helped launch my career into what it is now.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
That's a great story. So what did you think whenever she said that about whenever she said that, whenever she just made that decision between hockey and racing? What did you think there, Chuck?
Well, I mean, I was fine with it. I just wanted her to be sure,
Yeah.
because she had a future at hockey, but then really your future in hockey really for a girl goes to college.
And that's
And maybe-
about it until this year. Did
maybe
you
get your-
see?
Yeah.
Did you see the
Well, they're
news?
going to start a league now,
They're going
but
to start a league for women hockey.
Awesome.
so
Yeah,
I
I was-
wasn't disappointed that she decided to keep car racing. I enjoy racing. I raced my whole life as well. From snowmobiles, motorcycles, cars, and messed around on jet skis. You name it, I probably drove it back at one time or another.
Motorhomes now.
Yeah, racing.
Now he's just the motorhome driver.
Yes.
And he races that to retrack.
Oh,
Yeah.
My
so I
mom calls
don't-
it living in circles.
Next
Yeah.
motorhome
We
needs a
live
bigger
inside
motor.
Yeah. Well, that's an important job.
Racing the clock.
Yeah.
So I have
Yes.
to say something really quick because it's actually really funny.
Yeah.
Kind of. So
Kind of.
I could have gone and been really serious and tried to make waves in hockey, and so did my brother. Hockey or soccer, my brother. Colleges were wanting my brother, and my brother decided not to do it, and he decided just to go play or just to go to college and get a degree and start working right away. And he has a different father than me, and that was very much like his father. And then 2 years, not even 2 years into him being in college, he calls me and he goes, I don't think this is what I'm meant for. Like, what should I do? And I get my mom and we talk him into dropping out of school and moving to North Carolina while I'm racing for Drive for Diversity. So he does that. He drops out. He comes to North Carolina and he started his modeling career. And now he lives in California.
Oh.
And he's an actor and model and does commercials. And he's been in, is it called GQ? What's the big magazine called?
Oh,
He's
wow.
been that. He does stuff for Polo, Abercrombie, Gap. He models and
about that?
acts. And
You got pictures of him?
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
do. Oh,
curious.
God, I
yeah,
gotta
find
show you.
something. Yeah.
So,
And when
That's
I show my
interesting.
lady friends, they're always like, "Ooh, I shouldn't be looking."
we don't look
Introduce that.
anything alike.
Yeah.
He looks
Well,
like
that's
his
neat.
mother.
Wow. So he's got a
What
six.
picture are you showing?
This new
right.
one.
That's a little risky for the camera.
Yeah, well, he's got a six-pack.
There's one.
Like
Okay, that's a good one.
six-pack abs. I got a case.
Well, what's really beautiful about her brother Leif is what's in his heart. He is like so kind and genuine.
He is the best brother in the whole world.
He
All right,
is.
so-
He
So I
is
can
my
show it to the
angel
camera?
child.
Yeah.
She is my devil child.
There's a camera right here. This is my brother.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get that.
They
switch. Yeah,
tell me
hold on.
if
There you
it-
go. Oh, you're there.
Closer.
So
Is it good? Can
Closer.
you see it?
his name is Leaf,
Leif. L-E-I-F.
just like Leaf Garrett.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
you don't know
Leif.
who that is, but
And his
your mom
middle
is.
name is Eric, like Leif Erikson.
Oh,
Here's
yeah,
a
yeah,
close-up of his
yeah.
face.
But he's like
about that?
50% Norwegian in his
Oh.
blood. His dad's
Okay.
How much
100%.
older is he than you?
He's 25 and I'm 23.
Okay.
And we push each other really hard in our careers, even though our careers are
Yes.
totally separate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's really good.
Well, that's neat. Is he watching tonight or no? Maybe.
Probably
can't
not because he's California time. So
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
But
just
he'll go
lunch
back
over
and
there.
watch it. and-
Like he's probably not watching live.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I bet Suzette McGuire's watching probably. She's
I
about.
love her.
she is.
Yeah.
She's watching.
Oh, good. She's
Hi, Susie.
3 hours back.
I didn't get to
behind us.
ever meet her in person, but that's my dream. And like when the fires were happening in California,
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, you tell your son Leif, anytime if he needs a safe place to go, I'm here." And do you remember her and her daughter went to watch you race?
Dad
the
was there. My
Yamaha
brother
dirt
was,
track?
My brother was there. But
And
he-
Leif was there, yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
But anyway, I can't wait
Yeah.
to
I
meet
won the
you
guitar.
someday, Suzette, over in California.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
see you again.
Very cool.
And we know your favorite cup driver is Brad Kozlowski.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know that. Her and I know
Yeah.
everything about each other.
Yeah, he's a good one to pull for. Well, she sent me a video from earlier from 2017 at check out a Yamaha Dirt Track Facebook page, and it showed a video. They were interviewing you at a race.
Oh my gosh, she sent that to you?
Yeah, I mean it was I guess that was the car.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
car.
And
I
then
got
it was-
third, and I won a guitar.
Oh yeah.
A
How about
Yamaha
that?
guitar.
That was like only my second dirt race in my life.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Oh, I guess is that you?
Yeah,
you?
that's a picture.
Oh,
how
yeah,
about that?
there she is.
Yeah. So so very cool. I'll try to.
So that brings another question. It
Yep.
says, what would your dream track be that you haven't raced at yet?
Who asked that
Boy,
question?
I've raced at a lot of tracks.
Philip Goodman.
Philly Willie asked that question.
I've raced at a lot of tracks, so I don't know. My dream track was always Daytona, but we've done that.
Well, you did the Charlotte Roval yesterday.
Yeah, and now I did that, so that's checked off the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Done Coda,
I've done Coda, and that was on my list.
Sonoma.
I've done Sonoma.
Oh,
Which one?
the road course out in New York.
No.
Watkins Glen.
That is not on my list.
Really?
No.
That is not
It's
on
on
my
my
list.
it's on my list.
It's on my list to go there, but it's not on my dream list.
Yeah.
Sonoma.
Right.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe somewhere
sounds nice.
overseas. Give me some tracks overseas.
David's been to
Suzuka Circuit
Japan.
in Japan or Twin Ring Motegi.
Wait, there's one in Dubai that Leif's girlfriend goes to, and she sent me videos of, and I want to go there. That's a dream of mine.
Oh, so is that in your sim racing?
Yeah, we can do it virtually, but I want
Yeah.
to do it in real life.
All right. So if I don't ask you this question, Chad Hutter's going to totally kill me.
I haven't seen him on yet. I'm
He's
sure
on
he
here.
is.
He said I modeled for Kmart. Yeah. So he's a looker. He's a nice looking man.
He is a nice
Yeah.
looking guy.
Yeah.
And
Even
he's
when
got
he
a beautiful
grows
wife.
facial hair, it looks
Yeah, he's got a
perfect
beautiful wife.
somehow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but he races in the. He's actually one of my sponsors, kind of thing. So if you see that little car there, that's his car. He races at ERacing, Canadian. Yeah. ERacing, yes. I always get that wrong. It's Canadian ERacing, and so he was asking if you had a PS4 that you could join in.
I don't have
Sometime.
a PS4.
Yes.
I play off my PC.
Oh, well, and they need to step up their deal. So
Yeah,
I heard
but
that.
Derek just texted me and he
Yeah.
said Monaco, which that would be a dream to go
Monaco.
there.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I mean, Monaco's cool, but who doesn't want to go to Dubai?
Yeah.
Right?
Who doesn't? I don't know
I'd like to go
anybody that
visit.
doesn't.
And I have some friends over there
Yeah.
that my dad and I met when we were in Spain, and I met her racing, and her mom were just so wonderful. And it would be so cool to go over to Dubai. That's where they live and race with them.
No, that's right. That's when you went over for the
Yeah.
W Series.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just remembered one of the other questions that I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to ask, and it's the second most important question. How did Scott do iRacing? The beer man,
Yes.
he's
The beer
here. I'm
man,
gonna find a
he
cam
did
for him.
really good.
Here we go.
Yeah. He
Scott-
did really good.
Grab that microphone over if you want to
He
talk.
didn't do as good as I did at driving his boat,
Yeah.
but
She did a great job driving the boat. I'll have to say that for sure. But hope to see that video come out. But yes, I tried. I've been watching racing for
Yeah.
a long time. My first race was 1974. I was 10. My dad took me to Daytona 500, and I've only missed a handful since then. But so I always have to say when a cop pulls me over, I'm like, dude, I'm a true race fan. I know what I'm doing, but,
Yeah.
but I really don't. But
you were really smooth.
yes. I appreciate
Very
that.
smooth.
I really want to buy
had
one
a
of those
good
iRacing
coach.
machines.
He was never in the wrong gear. A lot of people were in the wrong gear,
And he
except
wasn't.
for him.
Third
Yeah.
gear. And then the next day when we were watching them come through that little carousel, the infield, everybody's just coasting through there. And I was like, oh my God, I could just hear Natalie. Okay, back off. Okay, no, gas it, hit it, you know. She was coaching us. But,
My
that's
YouTube
fun
video
stuff.
that I just posted
Yeah.
live today, the video is me coaching you at the end of it.
Coach and Jana. So, so Jana
time.
drove too.
I did the sim.
Okay. So we were at Bristol. We were up in the suites or whatever
Man.
because I had gotten tickets through my
cave.
work. And and Tracy got to do the simulator driving thing.
I
We didn't
did.
both get to do it.
No,
Did
I
you
got
like
to.
it?
Yeah, it was a little
different,
different.
yeah.
It was totally different.
You gotta remember that it's just a simulation and it's not very close to real life. So if you do it like it's a simulation, then you usually do better.
Yeah. And I also did the one at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and I have to say the one in Bristol was better, I
Yeah,
think.
Okay.
I've done the one at the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm.
yeah. That one's more of like it feels like a video game, even though it's still iRacing.
Yeah.
the way they have it set up.
All right. So one more time. So whenever you're racing in a sim, can you spin people out?
Yes,
That's
you
the last
can.
time I'm gonna say
You
that.
totally can. I spin Derek
You're
out
never
all
gonna
the
let
time.
that go.
I
David's gonna
know, I
nickname
told
you
you.
Spin Out.
I can't help it. It's funny though. It was fun yesterday. I really did
Yeah,
enjoy
I
that.
enjoyed spinning you out.
Yes, because I mean, here's
I
the
hate I
thing.
missed it.
I could have rode around the rest of the race trying to chase the first place car and that would have been boring. So you made it more interesting for me because I actually got to go back here and race with Manisha and just keep pounding into her back of her cart. So
Well, you weren't last, so that's the best thing.
So I
you didn't
learned
finish
something.
last.
yeah, I'd like to see Tracy do that though. She's got a lead foot.
Yeah,
I
I've got
know,
a very
I wish
lead
you could
foot.
have done it with
Where
us.
were we? Minnesota. We're at some show and
Oh, Oh, we
they
were at
did
a
a
fundraiser.
fundraiser for
Derek, text me the Supercross riders that were there. You'll remember.
Levi Lavelli was there.
Yep. And then the big monster truck guy.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? Drove the
The big green
Oh,
truck.
the fundraiser was
Ga-
for
grave-
St. Jude.
grave
Grave
digger.
digger.
Oh yeah,
Grave
Grave Digger. Ed
Anderson, I think
yeah.
his name is.
Yeah, that's it. Dennis
Oh,
Anderson.
I wrecked him.
Oh, you did?
hard.
They were doing a fundraiser for
I believe it.
hospital for the
St. Jude.
St. Jude's Hospital. And
Yes.
they had,
Jacob Gady is a super late
yep,
racer.
so
He's
they-
my
They
teammate.
invited these drivers in and they made them in teams. So Natalie and Jacob Gady, who's from the Midwest, and races like the ARCA Midwest Tour back there in super late. So they teamed them up, and then they had all these teams. But anyways, I'll never forget that Mr. Anderson
Even
from
though
the
we
Grave
weren't racing
Digger.
for money or a trophy, you still go as
Oh,
hard
it was
as you
way
can.
too
yeah.
serious. I mean, there's black flags given and penalties
They had to
given.
stop our race and
There's
tell us
lucky
if
somebody
we
didn't get
don't.
hurt. She
down.
wrecked Gravedigger guy so hard.
He's a big guy.
He's a big
Yes.
boy.
Yeah, I'm big
Don't
too.
want to.
You ready
You
to
don't want to get in a fight with him. And after the race, he's looking around. He's like,
Yes.
"Who?" He says, "Somebody about tried to kill me out there."
Sure.
Somebody points over at Natalie. He's looking. He says, She's the one that almost killed me out there."
That
good.
was really fun.
And there was only one seat insert, and Natalie and Levi Lavelli were like fighting for
Because we're
it.
like the same size.
They're like the same size.
Because we had to
So
do
they could
driver
reach the
change
pedals.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was like on the go driver change. You didn't shut it off, and you didn't.
Yeah.
So as fast as you could switch your driver.
Yeah.
So first driver went like 25 laps, and the next guy went 25 laps. And you do these pit stops and
That was
switch
fun.
drivers. It
That
was
was
pretty
fun.
cool. It's all for the fundraiser.
Sounds like it. And you had the seat inserts. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right.
Get you closer to the steering wheel.
Yeah, so we have our friend Dickie Dennis tuned in as well. He actually asked a question. He's the guy, okay, I'll just say it. I always say it pretty much every week. He's the guy that climbed the fence in 2014 in Richmond. He sat up on top of the fence, and then he's like this right here. That's Dickie Dennis.
That's so.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Cool.
Hi. You're famous.
How cool is that? So yeah.
Everybody in NASCAR knows Dickie Dennis. I'm telling you.
Yes.
He could sit outside of Richmond International Raceway across the street and sign autographs, and people would come up and meet him and get pictures and him sitting on top of that fence. But yeah,
funny.
I wouldn't do it, but I mean, he did it. So
That's right. Yeah. So he asked if how do you prefer stage racing or no stage racing?
I like stage racing. I thought I was not going to like it because I'm from short track racing where we do 200 laps in like one break, just like a 5-minute break so we can, change tires and refuel. So I was a little worried because my strong suit is the long runs and being able to be fast on older tires and saving my tires. So these stage breaks were going to, not give me that opportunity. So
Yeah.
I was a little nervous that I wasn't going to like them, but after I started doing them, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of a break too, right?
Yeah. And then you also have time to adjust on the car no matter how the race is going. You're going to have those breaks to make a change.
Right. Yeah. True. It's,
Especially now with no practice.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so important now.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, the only time we used to get breaks was during the All-Star race. I think we'd come in and we'd have like a 10 or 15 minute time to change tires and that kind of stuff. And but that was always exciting because it's like you got a little bit of rest and you get to go back out there and then you're just ready to go again. So I'm sure the adrenaline builds up over as you're sitting
I
in
think
there.
my
and you're
adrenaline
just
starts
like,
coming down.
Yeah.
I feel like the adrenaline sitting on the grid, like I'll look at my heart rate on my watch and I'll be at like 130
Yeah.
and I'm not even moving.
Sure.
And then once the green flag drops, I get like way more calm
Yeah.
and in the zone.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So when you enter into the track through the tunnel or whatever, do you feel?
My heart rate goes up.
Yeah. Mine does too.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know you're a driver. And all,
Even
but
if I'm not racing,
Yeah,
yeah.
right, yeah.
Not as much as if I'm not racing, but yeah, and then when I start getting a little nervous and excited is when that point where you're on the grid waiting for the prayer and national anthem to happen.
Yeah.
That's like my hands will start getting a little sweaty
Yeah.
and my heart rate goes up.
Sure.
And then I'll get buckled in the car and I can really feel my heart rate. And then once we get out on the track and we're pacing around, then it's just really, you're getting excited and trying to get focused in the zone because you only get about 2 laps before the green flag.
Right. Yeah. Do you ever find yourself you forget to breathe or something? I mean, like when
Yes,
you're
in qualifying.
Okay. Yeah.
When we had qualifying, I would hold my breath a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm out of breath.
Sure.
When my first time going to Slinger, I remember holding my breath at Slinger. It's like legit a bowl. we raced inside a bowl. And I was holding my breath, and I remember coming in saying that I'm so exhausted and out of breath. And someone was like, "Are you sure you're breathing?"
Right, yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah."
I was asking that because that's something that I've noticed myself doing too. So I figured maybe there's a chance in 100 that you might do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
I think we should put one of those Apple Watches on me the same time you're racing. I bet my heart rate is way higher in my butt because I get so darn nervous.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then as soon as your race is over, I have to go to sleep and crash.
that much energy is
my
gone.
adrenaline just went out of the top of my head, and then I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying yesterday after you raced. She was explaining how that happens to her. She just feels like she's exhausted afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it. She's
that
always
means-
sleeping before I get back to the motorhome. And all the donuts are gone.
Oh,
I
yeah,
come
well,
back, she's
I could've-
sleeping, and no more donuts
Yes.
are left. Even though that she saved me one, it's gone.
Yes.
I ate that one.
I know you did.
Sorry.
Dad told me.
Yes. Well, that's what happens when you get all that adrenaline built up, and then you're just like, and if you don't go for a jog or do something like that, you got to eat donuts. Just something that's, something just totally blow you out.
opposite.
Yes. Yes. So say hello to my Uncle Randy. He's listening in. Natalie.
Hi, Uncle Randy.
Yeah, he lives in Gastonia down there with Randy Hamm. He says, Natalie, have any future plans to go cup racing?
That's our goal.
Yeah,
My dream.
that's cool. So he was a huge Dale Earnhardt fan. He had a picture of him in his living room wall. I'd say that's a pretty huge fan.
That is a big fan.
Yes. Who was your favorite driver?
Mark Martin.
Okay.
And why
Good
he's
choice.
my favorite driver is I didn't even know his success or how he was as a person, in interviews or interacting with fans. He was my favorite driver because on top of the screen back a while ago, they had the place run atop the screen, not alongside of it.
Yeah.
And it was going across, and I missed who was in fourth place because 4 was my favorite number. So whoever was going to be in fourth place, I was going to cheer for it, and it goes across the screen, and I missed it. So I was like, Dad, who's in 14th? And it was Mark Martin at the time, and I was like, all right, I'm cheering for Mark Martin. And he did really well that night.
Yeah.
And then my dad told me the story that when my dad wanted to race late models, like asphalt, he raced dirt. He said everyone told him Mark Martin has really nice cars, one's for sale. My dad drove down to Mark Martin's shop, and my dad said that they were the same exact size. My dad didn't need to change a thing in the car.
I was gonna ask,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, you know the guy on TV?
Yeah.
I'm a fan now.
Yeah. How about that? Yes. I was going to ask if y'all are the same height because he's pretty short. He's
Yeah.
pretty
He's
for a
5'7".
guy. 5'7"
You're
for
5'7"?
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
back then we were both 5'7", 128 pounds.
Hey, I'm not saying you're short or anything. I'm just saying he's
You're
Mark-
just
It's a
tall.
benefit to
Yeah, I
being
guess that's what it
short
is.
for racing.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was my favorite. This year I'm cheering for Kurt Busch. He started to become my favorite last year, and now I'm a full Kurt Busch fan. I tried to buy a t-shirt, but they were sold out. And then I tweeted him, but I don't think he saw it.
Yeah, that's what happens. Kurt's so I had I'll show you that here in a little bit. So see if we had any more questions, Tracy. You got any more there?
Well, you read 2 of the ones.
Well,
that
Dickie
I
said share with the
saw,
Deckers if
so-
they get a minute. I'm sure the fans of Natalie would love to socialize. Okay.
Suzette McGuire did ask if you have a race in California anytime soon.
I don't on my schedule anytime soon, but I hope so. Road racing's really fun out there. Sonoma would
Yeah.
be fun. But as of now, we don't have anything on our schedule.
Okay. And you
Well,
asked-
let's just maybe after this show.
Yeah, maybe after this show, someone will want to sponsor a race out
That's
in
exactly right.
California.
Yeah. Yes. And speaking of sponsors, I want to thank Jersey Cape Yachts for sponsoring this show. Jersey
Cape Yachts rules. I don't do as good a job as Phil,
Yeah.
who I'm filling in for. Phil, we miss you.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll come back, and he's David's right-hand man on this. But
Yeah.
Jersey Cape Yachts rules. That's what Phil says.
Yes.
For all your custom yacht needs.
Yeah. And so, yes, it's Janine at jerseycapeyachts.com, whatever. They have these T-shirts and such,
Good people.
tumblers and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
We're hoping to get the Jersey Cape Yachts folks to Daytona and, sell some boats down there, too.
Yeah.
That's what, come
Yeah.
down and see
I heard
us.
my dad wants a boat.
Yeah,
But
see?
he just can't afford
Yeah.
one right now.
There we go.
He needs one.
Well, they can
And also, we need to give a shout out to everybody's right hand man, Travis Thompson. I hope he's watching or he listens. But tell us about Travis, because
We love
he's one of us now.
Travis. We call him Travie.
Yeah.
And so the story about Travis, I met him when I was racing Super Stocks. He had a friend named Kyle that helped on the car. And then Travis would come along every once in a while, and we became really close friends. And the inside joke was they were my bodyguards. And we made shirts that said security, and they wore these shirts, and they were my security. And we were they became part of our family. They took me to all my races. They worked on all the cars. They were always there. And they took me to water parks, amusement parks. We went go-karting together. We did everything together. So they literally became part of our family. And now during COVID in the last couple of years, it was hard to get Travis to come to some of the races. But now this year, everything's kind of opening up more. And he hasn't missed a race yet.
Yeah,
So,
very nice.
yeah.
I took him to the airport, and he's like, "Man, I really don't want to leave. I really don't want to leave. Go back to Wisconsin." But we're all going to round the wagons in Talladega here next month, so he'll be down there. He says so.
Yeah, he was a nice young man. I talked to him at dinner or at lunch, I guess it was. Yeah, at the
Felt like dinner.
Twin Peaks, which was not what y'all were thinking. It's a totally different place now. So yeah,
It's totally different now. It's a restaurant.
it was burgers and stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
it was a restaurant. Yeah.
So there's another
See how my face
question.
turns red automatically when I say that.
So what do you think about endurance race? Would you like to drive a race at IMSA?
I went to my first endurance race as a gas man, actually.
As a gas.
I was a gas woman.
Oh yeah, okay, that too.
Yeah,
Yes.
gas woman.
Yeah.
So my engineer from DGR, his name is Keith. Him and he has a twin brother that they have this car and their whole family goes and they bring it to all these endurance races. Well, Keith's brother got COVID or his girlfriend did or something, so they needed a fill-in driver. And my boyfriend Derek was one of their calls to fill in. So I wanted to go, but the only way I could go was I had to have a job because they weren't allowing extra people in because
right.
of COVID. So I was like, all right, what are the jobs available? And they said, well, you can be the gas man.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll be the gas man. And I have
Yeah.
a picture. I will show
Well,
everyone.
that's cool. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
It was the most fun race I've ever done.
Yeah.
It was,
So what
I
did
don't-
Derek do
it was
in
a
that?
6-hour race.
Okay, 6-hour endurance race.
Yeah.
So was he a co-gas man? Or
No,
just-
he drove.
Oh, he
so
was
it
a
only
driver.
two
I missed
drivers.
that part.
Co-driver, yeah.
Co-driver,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
Did Derek spin anybody out?
No,
right.
but he did really good. Is this the camera I show
That's
it
good.
to?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
So-
turn it just a little to the left. There you go. That's good.
Can you see it? Do you see me there?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, you're back there gassing.
Yeah,
right?
I'm
Yes.
gassing up the.
Yeah, it was just on the wrong side. Is where I was getting confused. It looked
Did the
like.
gas tank weigh more than you?
Yeah, so
Right.
Keith, the engineer that I had at DGR, he did all of the math. I forget what he told me, but I think by the end of the day, I lifted over like 2,000 pounds
Wow.
total because I wasn't
Yeah.
just filling the car up. I was also then refilling jugs and
Yeah,
going
right.
and getting more gas, doing all the calculations. I felt so cool.
Not like an ant that can lift that much more than its own weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, that's cool. And so you've been on a pit crew and you drive.
Yeah, then I asked
How about
Derek, I
that?
said, do you think it's an unrealistic goal for one race, like maybe a truck race or an ARCA race, to be the gas man or gas woman for one race just to do it?
Yeah.
That'd
And
be
he goes,
unrealistic.
he's like, yeah, I don't
Probably.
think you should do that. Because he's like,
You don't lift that can.
Yeah.
people pay a lot of money and sponsors pay a lot of money for those races. You shouldn't mess it up for
Yeah,
them.
well,
that's what he
that's-
told me.
That's a good point. I mean, I'd
You know what
second
happened to you
that.
in Daytona, the gas man?
Well, I think
put
the
no
gas
gas in.
can weighs about as much as you.
Yeah, those
They're
gas,
like as big as you.
the gas can for the endurance race was a lot lighter. They
5
were only
gallons.
55 pounds.
Oh,
Okay.
5
Yeah.
gallons.
They have to use a 5-gallon can and dump it in one at a time.
And
Oh, wow.
To make it fair for all teams so they don't hiring
Okay.
crews.
Have
Yeah.
you ever tried to be a jackman?
Only at the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Super easy there.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
real life, I don't think so.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's definitely you got to have more weight than that. I noticed whenever I got down to 205, it got harder for me to push the jack handle down. So yeah. So you might be like just teetering on the end of it.
So you
Definitely.
actually
Sure.
use your weight to
Yeah.
help you.
Well, I do, but it's a technique to you throw the jack down and then you just kind of spring back. But then sometimes if you get too close to the wall, the driver gets too close, you have to
pump.
Yeah, you have to actually pump it. So it takes a little bit of strength, that kind of stuff. I mean, not that you're not strong. I mean,
Yeah,
you can drive
I only
2
weigh 100
races.
pounds.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can drive it. You can drive that go-kart or drive a 75-minute race.
I
and
think
then
most
drive
of my
go-karts,
weight is
so
all
yes.
right here.
Yeah, well, and you played hockey, so you have to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And I didn't realize they had hockey for women.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you still don't hear about much about it down here.
I've
Well,
not.
we almost lived in Canada, so it was
Oh, okay.
very common for up
Yes,
there.
you could go ice skating on the pond.
Yeah.
I guess I'm late.
I loved hockey. It was so much fun. I learned a lot. My hockey coach, how he taught us girls in hockey, really helped and relayed over to my racing career with the information he gave me and the advice he gave us. Yeah, he was very inspirational.
And you still get together with him.
Yeah, I
and
just
his
visit. Yeah,
family.
He's a cop. He's actually the sheriff now of Eagle River, Wisconsin.
What's his name?
His name?
Did
Well,
you say his name?
I-
Or you don't want to?
I
Patrick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I call him. Well, I call him Schmitty.
Schmitty, Patrick Schmidt. Schmitty.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Tattoo Dad says Alaska Raceway Park should be on your list.
Oh, have you heard of that?
In Palmer.
Alaska
Alaska?
Raceway Park.
Is it in Alaska?
Raceway Park should be on your list.
Yeah,
The
it's-
Tattoo Dad. I believe that this may be Keith.
Oh, is that Keith?
Oh, is
Yeah,
that Keith
I think
McGee?
that's in Palmer.
Or
if
is it
I'm-
in Eagle River, Alaska?
There's
Well, then,
no, but there has
that too
been
small a
some
place?
drivers from the
Oh,
south
yes.
that have gone up there and raced there. It would be really cool to go
Keith,
up there and
if
race.
you can make it happen, you and Natalie both need to race there at the same time.
Yes.
There you go. So I had a question. One of them was the Tattoo Dad.
I
the
think
same
we're thinking.
person.
I think it's Keith, right? Do you think it's Keith?
Okay.
Because earlier on,
Tattoo-
I saw that he said he met Scott
Oh.
today over at
Yeah.
Carl
I mean,
Lyons.
and who has tattoos?
And
Yes.
his dad.
Yeah.
That's right. He had
Dad and
tattoos. Yes, yes.
And
yes.
Alaska. And the coolest guy.
Yeah, Keith, you set that up. We'll fly up there.
We'll be there.
You get 2 super lates.
There you go. So let's see. Devin Summers. Sorry. Hey, Natalie, do you wish you could race the Bristol Dirt this weekend? No. Okay, there you go.
No.
That was easy.
I'll keep doing it on iRacing.
Yeah.
It's fun on iRacing.
Sure.
In real life, I don't think it's going to be that fun as it is on iRacing.
Yeah, I was telling Tracy earlier that this kid we went to school with his mom in Charlotte, and I sent him a message 2 weeks ago. He races dirt track all around Gastonia, Charlotte, whatever. And I sent him a message said, "Hey, do you want to come on my show?" And he won Bristol the other night. Chris Ferguson. Yeah, Chris Ferguson. So I mean, the
I
22
know who
car.
that is, yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
He's really good.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive win at Bristol there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So the Tattoo Dad did say, Natalie, who's your favorite truck series driver?
Ooh.
Tattoo Dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's you,
That'd be
Keith.
you.
Keith
You're my
McGee
favorite.
from Alaska.
Yeah.
claim to
So
fame
was
is-
that a trick question?
Yeah.
It's a setup.
Yeah.
His claim to fame is what? He's the only Alaskan driver, right? And then the only
And he's a veteran?
disabled veteran driver.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yes.
Disabled
Yeah, we met him
veteran,
today, and-
his first race will be Richmond.
Richmond.
I'm jealous.
good track.
Richmond is the most fun track in the whole world, and I wish I could go there this year.
Oh,
And we got to talk
Yeah.
to Mr.
Next
Carl
year.
Long
Next
today.
year, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that track
Yeah.
so much. And we had bad luck. Our car wouldn't start on pit road for the race. So by the time I got out on the track last year on Richmond, we were like 40 laps down already because
Oh.
my truck wouldn't start.
wow.
I was so sad.
Yeah, I'm sure that's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, very heartbreaking because that was the track I was most looking forward to.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask if they waited for you, but I guess not at 40 laps. Yeah.
No, they didn't wait
Like,
for me.
Yeah,
Sadly.
There
so they
was
do it.
a race, though, that they held the race and waited for my baby beagle.
Oh my gosh, you have to tell the
geez.
story.
Baby
So wait,
Beagle.
I'll start the story. You
It was
finish
at
it.
Gateway.
Gateway
Yeah.
racetrack.
So I'll start the story. So there's the truck race, and then there's the late models, super late models, and I was the
ARCA
super.
Midwest Tour race.
Yes, ARCA Midwest Tour and the
Yeah.
late models, super
Yeah.
late models, and there was already questions that if our cars were going to make it on fuel. So they told us we were only going to have one pace lap and we're going to green. Well, about 6 pace laps go by, and I was like, why aren't we green yet? And everyone in the spotter stand, no one knew why. Take it away, Mom.
You never heard so much cussing from drivers and crew
Because we
chief
weren't going to make it
going
on
back
fuel.
and forth over the
so-
radio.
Okay, so the NASCAR truck race went first. And of course, after the truck race were fireworks. Well, I thought I'd let my baby, the white beagle, out on the leash.
name's
and
His name's Camber.
His
His
name's
name is
Camber.
Baby. Anyway, I went to
Has
the
a name.
bathroom in the motorhome, and he's on the leash, and the fireworks are going off. And then I come out, the leash and the collar's there, no baby.
Oh.
Because he's afraid of fireworks.
Yeah.
Can't find him. And we're in the inside of the circle,
Oh,
camping.
yeah.
So I go to Auntie Sue, and I call her, and she's got a radio. We go to the NASCAR official guys that are alongside by the fence and the track.
And we were camping
And
in
they
3 and
would
4,
not-
or 1 and 2.
They're on the radio, hold the race, hold the race. There's a
Loose
beagle
dog.
loose because there's openings onto the track. They didn't want the race to start.
So we were
That's
camping
crazy.
in turns 1 and 2, and he was all the way in 3 and 4, hiding under the tires.
Under a stack of
Oh,
tires.
my gosh.
We finally found him,
That's so funny.
and they helped. Yes.
Yeah, no, we fully made it. But because lap 1, Ty Majeski went 3 wide, and what was the kid's name? He went flipping.
Oh, that was the guy bought your
He
Limited Late
flipped in
model.
turn 1, and I already was like very nervous about this race. I didn't think super late models should be on this track, and then I got on the radio. I was like, "See, these cars are too light and too fast."
For Gateway.
Turn 1, there's one flipping already.
Sure.
He's a good kid. What's his name? That from Wausau.
We'll think of
I
it.
can't think of it.
It'll come to me. I'll call you in the middle of the night and tell
Yeah,
you.
just-
You can insert it
Yeah,
on
I
the
can
video.
do that. Yeah, just
Put the name right
Insert
here.
the name.
yeah, I do that all the time. Whenever I'm like, okay, just don't think about it, and then it'll hit
And then
me.
I'll hit, yeah.
That's
it'll
what I guess.
hit me.
So you didn't plan that, right? You didn't. I mean, you made it on fuel and everything.
Yeah,
was
we made
fine,
it on
but-
fuel.
Yeah, so
Thank goodness.
Oh,
Yeah.
and we found my baby.
And then
yes,
that's what she
most
told me.
importantly.
She's like, "So the race didn't start right away because the dog got loose." And I was like,
Yeah.
"You're joking, right?" She's like,
Yeah,
"No,
so,
really."
so did that ever happen again?
They're like those darn Deckers. Don't ever let them in this
Yes.
racetrack again.
So that was cool. Yesterday I did a little video because you had your dogs. You had Hoosier, and one of them was driving. I'm not sure, in the big motor coach sitting there.
Hoosier, right?
Yeah. So I thought that was cute. I'm like, one's in the driver's seat,
And
one's in the
just a
passenger seat,
grinning.
just looking right at us.
It was just a grinning.
Yeah.
There for a long time
Yeah.
driving. He likes
Just posing. Yeah.
Nellie, you do have a viewer from Brazil. Junior Frem is from
Hi,
Brazil.
Brazil.
G'day, mates.
Look at that, David. You're
They're south.
international now.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's it,
international.
Brazil.
Get
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Natalie.
Yeah, so,
Fans all over the world.
all right.
We do. We really have them all.
Is that one
over.
of your sponsors from Brazil?
The Extreme Sim Racing.
Very good.
So your fan may know about Extreme Sims.
Extreme Sims, yeah.
If you
We
watch
just
his
got
video.
a new sponsor on board, Extreme Sims, and they make our iRacing like setup that we sit in when we race. They make all sorts of, from like high end down to like less expensive ones.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So
they're
do
great.
you kick everybody's butt in that too?
No, I'm
For lack
still
of a better-
learning on
yeah.
the iRacing part, but Derek kicks everybody's butt.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So
he's pretty good.
yeah.
He's actually racing in a league tonight. That's what he's doing right now. I think the
Oh.
race starts at 8, so and it's
Oh.
8:18.
Good luck, Derek.
Good
Good
luck.
luck, Derek.
Yes.
Win, please. He finished 4th in the last league race, so hopefully tonight he finishes in the top 5 again.
Oh, very cool.
You've
Maybe I
also-
should try that.
You've also got a
should.
viewer from Mexico.
Oh, Mexico.
Hi from
Oh, yeah.
Mexico.
Wait, what's his name?
Luisto
Louis?
F7.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes, Lewis.
Oh, he's
Hi,
a Twitcher.
Lewis.
Is he a Twitch?
Yes,
Is he
from
twitchy?
Twitch,
He's
yeah.
Hi,
Twitch.
Louis. I know you from
Louis.
Twitch.
We love
There
you,
you go.
Lewis.
So all right. Twitch is something. Is that only for gamers?
I have never heard
No.
It's not. Okay.
Oh, I even
You can do this on Twitch.
well, that's what I was wondering.
You can do this on Twitch. Like you can do podcasts, you can do just like where you sit down and answers everybody questions. You can cook, you can do yoga classes, workout classes.
Uh-oh,
You can
another hobby for
do
David.
everything.
Yeah, I like hobbies. So what, I was actually considering trying to find another platform to put my show on.
Do Twitch.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so I'm gonna
should
do
do
that for
Twitch
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
The only thing is you can't stream on Twitch and on YouTube and have them monetized.
Okay.
Can you monetize your live?
I do. I
videos
can,
on
but I don't this one.
This
I do
one.
my regular videos.
Okay.
But this one, I don't want people to have the commercials popping up and all
So
that stuff.
how Twitch works when you monetize, when you reach all the goals to become an affiliate,
Mm-hmm.
then when your channel's monetized, people can send in cheers and subscribe, and that's how your channel's monetized. So cheers are like, they call them bits, and when they cheer, it's like a donation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I have super chats on here, but nobody ever sends me anything, and that's
What's
fine.
it that starts
Send a
with
super chat. I want to see, is a super chat like, does it do something fun?
I think it sends up emojis or does something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
but
how do I-
Can I
I've
do
never
that right
asked.
now?
I just.
I'm
gonna go use the
subscribed.
restroom really quick.
How do I
Yeah.
send a super chat?
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
That's funny. So, all right, yeah. So we told her where the, the old, there's the bathroom on the right. Anyway, so Suzette is she says amazing stories. I'm loving it. She says, and yeah, Branson, Missouri. So yeah, if y'all are tuned in, pop on here where you're listening from, because I know a lot of our friends here. Rachel's down in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm trying to read through and see.
And Jim Dooley's up in Virginia. And let's see here, who else?
And Suzette McGuire says, "My day,
California.
my month, my year is definitely made today."
Yeah.
Aww.
How about that?
Suzette,
So
you're amazing.
So, Chuck, tell us about your. When did you decide that you were done with any racing? I mean, as far as you doing it, so.
Well, I was racing right up till I think I retired from solo racing in '97. Basically, about the time Natalie was born.
Oh yeah.
And well, she wasn't born yet. You were pregnant, and it was the World Championship in Eagle River. One of the races, that big race I won, and of course you race there every year. It's like the Daytona 500. It's the biggest race of the year. Mm-hmm. And I had a pretty bad wreck going down in turn 3. And I laughed about it afterwards because I said it's the only wall I didn't hit at Eagle River. I've hit turn 1, turn 2, turn 4, but never hit turn 3. But we got it this year. We hit turn 3, went in pretty hard, and it was okay. The wind knocked out of me. You're always banged up when you fall off a sawmill at 100 miles an hour.
Sure.
It always hurts.
Yeah.
And I just remember when I was getting a ride back to the race rig on side by side, wherever they take you on. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, gosh, my wife's pregnant, and I want to stick around for a few years and see if, I want my kid to know who I am,
right?
Before, because the summer racing is not a very safe sport.
I'm
at
sure,
all.
yeah. I won't snow ski because I'm worried about hitting a tree.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Yes.
But but then after, I actually came back and raced several years in what they call vintage racing, kind of like they had at the racetrack yesterday.
I gotta say this.
Yes. Yeah.
He came back racing when I was about
10,
10, maybe 9, and he raced for about 4 years in a row. And he won the first 3 years, and then he finished second in the 4th year, and he quit. Or retired, I should say.
Yeah.
Not quit.
Huh. What year was that? Because I was, I don't know. I was building engines for Wagner, and I had some engines that went in one of those cars that was winning races. So I'm just saying. You're welcome. It might have been. I don't know.
Oh, Natalie's car.
Maybe.
No, I'm talking solo racing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I got you.
At Eagle River, the solo races where I crashed hard and but yeah, you don't know when you quit doing for Wagner, but yeah, we had Wagner motors.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. I know there was a connection. There was more of a connection there. So yeah. So.
Somebody else asked if you're going to race in Canada.
As soon as we're allowed to go to Canada.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They open the borders.
Yeah. We don't have to quarantine for a week or whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
Then we'll go to Canada and race.
Yeah. Well, Peter Gibbons lives here in Statesville, right here. He raced in Canada. Was a Canadian NASCAR or whatever. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. Well, I know a friend of mine keeps trying to find a ride for you in a one-off deal in the Pinty series.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a super chat. Thank you, Jake McVie.
Yay!
Yes. That means you can answer. You can ask any question that you want to ask, and then we'll put it out there.
Yay! We got a super chat.
There's another one.
My day's
Very nice.
made.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
2. Looks like.
2 super
I
chats.
can't
how do
see
you
the
see it?
questions. I
Wait.
don't know. It's coming up to the top.
All right, y'all go ahead. I'll give you time to do
At
this.
the top of
It's
here.
coming up
How
on
to
live
do
chat.
There's 3.
Yeah, there you go.
They're super
Hey,
chats.
hey!
Way to go, everybody. Let's do
Yeah.
a super chat dance.
Chad Hyder.
Somebody's got
Mia
somebody's got to pay for
Lorenz.
that tire bill.
Yeah, there you go.
Plastic bottle.
All right. Yeah, we'll have to have a next time. We'll have a dance cam.
I got to figure
For
out how to
super chat.
read
Dance cam,
the
there you
questions.
go.
We need to come
Super
back and do this
chat.
again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure by then we'll have more stuff to talk about too, as far as your
Yeah, maybe
how
after
well you're doing in the
Talladega.
NASCAR.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Talladaga's gonna be fun, right?
I'm excited for Talladega.
Yeah.
I love those super speedway tracks.
Yes.
So.
And there's a lot of first time winners. I mean,
At the
as
super
far-
speedways. Oh yeah.
for sure.
You just got to survive
Yeah, the big one.
the big one.
Yes, but
And sometimes there's a couple big ones.
but it's a lot safer than it was back in the day.
Oh, for sure.
But I remember Earnhardt like going on his lid and then coming back out and throwing. He was pitted behind us. They put this big old piece of duct tape on there, plop it on there, and took off back out. And I was like, man, that guy.
Crazy.
Yes.
All right,
man.
so one of the
So-
super chats question, I think I figured out how to read it. Mia Lauren is asking, her dream job is to become a professional race car driver one day. Do you have any advice for her? How does she achieve her goal if she doesn't have any connections yet?
Hi, Mia. Okay, so I like your question. There's so many people that are now in the sport that had no connections, and they just never gave up on their dream and what they wanted to do, and they took any opportunity they could take to get there. And that would be my best advice for about not having connections. But what I always tell everyone is have a good support system around you, because there's so many hard moments, and to be able to have that support system to really help you, you know, pick yourself back up and keep going for your dream, because sometimes it can get hard and you can feel lost. So the support system really helps.
That's great advice.
Yeah, and I'd just add, just go to your local racetrack, buy a pit pass, take some friends, start talking to some people, go up to, most race drivers are very friendly, very nice. Go talk to some of the four-cylinder guys and
Make
tell
connections.
them, start making some friendships. Tell them, say, hey, I'd like to drive one of these one day, and you'd be surprised. Somebody might just say, or we'll be testing somewhere or something.
Come
We'll
by.
come by. We'll put you in a car.
Yeah.
And one thing, Auntie Sue Decker, we miss you. You should be
Miss you,
here.
Auntie Sue.
We
Miss
miss
you.
you. I hope you get to watch this. I know you're at your real job, but one thing Auntie Sue Decker has always just taught all of us, and we just go by this, like by our heart, is no matter where you're at, if
You
you're
never
at a
know.
gas station, the laundromat, grocery store, like just keep your eyes, ears, and heart open to other people.
'Cause you never know.
You just never
Yeah.
know.
Right.
You never know who you're going to meet.
That's
Exactly.
absolutely.
Wow.
Across from you at a racetrack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's very nice. And I was just saying that yesterday, too, about people that you never know what kind of inner struggles they're going through and things. So
That's-
everybody you meet, you need to just be
Treat
nice.
people
and-
how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Because you never know what they're dealing with at home.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Chad Hyder's another one that did the super chat. He says,
Oh,
and a
Andy's-
racing roop with Hamm shirt is on order.
Yes. I do have shirts, by the way, so I'll get those. I'll put the link on here,
Wait, you have shirts now for
right
sale?
here. Yeah, it's actually the decals I gave you. The one with the
Yay!
racing roots on
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Everyone
got one of
go-
the decals
Here,
here.
I'll show the decal to the show it to the camera. This is make sure it's
Hold on.
right.
Let me get that camera on right quick. There we go. Yeah, there you go.
This
There
is
we
so
go.
cool. So you have these in shirts.
Yes,
Everybody go shop those.
I do. There you go.
They're really
There
cool.
was someone that also
There you
asked
go.
about
That's all
your
you need.
merchandise. How
Oh.
can they get your merchandise?
How can they get my merchandise?
Oh, we just have some new cool.
They're coming
Surprise
out soon.
ones.
But there's a couple new ones for sale right now that aren't sold out yet. But my website's NatalieDeckerInc.com, and then you can shop all my merchandise there and
All right.
diecast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
they
it's
closed.
closed?
They closed
Never
today,
mind.
but you
Okay.
can still
It
get
closed today.
But you can still get it on Lionel
Okay.
Yeah, you can go through Lionel
Okay.
and
and
get it.
NASCAR stores.
didn't
So,
know
but ours, our autographed ones are sold out today.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
We just get some more.
This
We'll
was
get
one
that
of
and
our
make it happen.
merchandise.
There's, I
like
think,
that.
two of those left,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
No, I think we're sold
Oh, we're
out.
sold
Oh,
out.
we'll get
But
some
we
more.
want to make more. These were expensive to make.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was the expensive item we've ever sold.
Then the other button one up is going to be a little more pricey too. But
Oh,
that's
we have a
that,
new
like-
button-up one coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
It's
cute.
like it reminds me of like I don't know, Jimmy Buffett could wear it like on the beach.
unbuttoned.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Yeah, okay. It's like kind of summer colorful
Yeah,
on
it's
the
like
back.
a very
That
nice
would be pretty
material.
cool on
Yeah.
C2.
On C-Tunes.
Oh yeah.
We can double logo it.
Yeah. Yeah, and y'all check out my website DHammiam.com for other things on there, and I'll put links to Natalie's stuff as well.
And you want to give a shout out
Sure.
to any of your sponsors?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
N29, Carl and Dad, thank you for launching my career into NASCAR and
Yay.
still being here and supporting me with everything. And Red Street Records,
Yeah.
this year they came on board, and it has just been so amazing. And Jason Crabb, he was on the hood of my car for Daytona race, and he actually called us today. We just love him so much. When he's in the room, you can just feel his energy and how much he cares for everybody, and it's so special.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Jay DeMarcus. He that song,
I love your
My
son.
Wish,
He is so cute. I got to meet his son at Daytona.
Oh my gosh, Dylan, his son
I'm
is
adorable.
adorable.
I'm a Dylan fan. Sorry.
And
Sorry, Jay.
then we have to have fun with Todd Father and
Father.
Queen Irene.
They were here this weekend, so you met Todd Father.
And their son Vinny was the one that won.
He won the
iRacing sim
whatever
competition
we did a
at your
challenge.
house.
Yeah.
And Miranda did really good.
Miranda did good in the go-kart race.
Yeah.
I had no idea Todd's last name was DiBenedetto.
Yeah, I was wondering about
and
that.
no relation.
No relation.
Oh,
I mean, how many DiBenedettos do you know? I know two now.
You know what's so funny is I got
Sorry, you're fine.
I do all the shipping of her apparel, and once there were like 5 flannels that we sold to DiBenedetto in Illinois, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if that's Matt's family.
Right,
you
yeah.
know, that was before we really got to know Todd.
No,
Father.
and then we told you.
Then you told me what his last name was.
was
I
like
didn't
the
know
next
his last
day.
Yeah. And it's spelled the same.
Yes.
What I saw.
Great guy. We love Todd.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Awesome.
Thanks
Whole
to
family.
And Oliver, their dog.
And Zymox, sorry, I have to say Zymox, thank you so much. They have the best products for the dogs, and it's really crazy. We actually, our lab that we had to put down a couple months ago, but he had the best life. He would dive for rocks and go swimming, and we'd always need to clean his ears from being in the lake, and we used Zymox before we even had this partnership with them. Like years ago, like 10 years ago, we used Zymox, and now we have a big partnership with them, and they sponsor my dog Cash.
How about that? So he would dive for what?
Rocks under the water.
Under the lake. Like he
Yeah,
would go
under.
like
he would feel
5
for him
feet
with his
down
back
and-
feet. Like he would be standing on his back paws, and then he would feel them, and he would dive under, and you wouldn't even see him for like a minute, and then he'd come up with a big rock bigger than his head.
That's
Like
wild.
a duck.
One time he came up with a Coors Light not opened full. He didn't even puncture it.
Wow.
He didn't even puncture it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
Like, bring it to your dog.
Yes.
Had to be Coors Light, didn't it?
Little beer man.
It wouldn't stay sealed very long. Scott around.
Oh yes, and we have my mom was drinking this Nerd Focus. We just got a new sponsor with an energy
That's cool.
drink. Yeah.
What is that? What
Tastes
is?
good.
Yeah, it's got all the energy things in it. I'm sure.
Yeah, and it
was trying
has
to think
good
of something.
vitamins
Oh,
in
and I
it.
love their logo mark. He's so
That's cool.
cute.
Yeah.
It looks like the Guy Fieri guy, or from the Food Network guy.
Diners.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it. That's what it looks
I
like, the
see
hair.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a really good flavor, and I'm actually pretty
Yeah,
focused.
It's just one
Could ask
flavor.
me anything.
They have original and sugar-free.
Oh, okay, original sugar-free. All right.
Original and sugar-free.
So if you had 3 donuts and one of those, you'd be just right.
I'm ready to go for a run.
No, go to bed.
Yes, there you go.
Well, we've gotten lots of super chats coming through.
Yeah, make sure you
Philip says, "Love you, Mimi, Chuck, and Nats. This weekend with y'all was amazing. Best birthday present ever. Enjoyed chatting with David about his NASCAR days too."
Happy
thank
birthday
you.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Philly Willy.
Philly Willy.
Happy birthday, Philip.
Yeah, it was good talking to him.
And I can't
For sure.
see that one.
He was very interesting. He's interested as well. Because we were talking about racing, a lot of stuff. So, did
How
you
many
read the one?
super chats are we getting? This is so
Well,
fun.
Well,
They're
they're
just keep on coming, that's
disappearing
Really?
if I'm not looking at them for,
Yeah.
for
Well,
long
then-
enough.
Well,
But
We gotta do a
NASCAR
super chat
Sharky,
chat.
oh, that was the same one. Okay.
NASCAR Sharky 2 did a super chat but didn't say anything. So
Well, he did say me and my
Kudos
mom
to you.
will be there 600
I
week
can't see it for
and hope
some
to see you
reason.
all. It's down at the very bottom. I just scrolled kind of up. Well, it's probably on a. I was going to say it's on a delay. Yeah, I guess it could be because I'm live here
Okay.
since I'm streaming it.
Thank you, everyone, for doing
Jack
super chats.
McVeigh.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for
Yes.
suggesting that. That was nice of you.
She's got you started.
Yeah.
Let's get a party started.
Well, yeah, that's right. It'll be the super chat dance, and so
Super chat, huh?
When we did Twitch live making cookies at my hometown,
our house,
Eagle
yeah.
River, I told everyone it's called the hype train. If people send enough cheers, which is like a donation, or subscribe, which it costs like $4.99, or you can subscribe with free with Amazon Prime. And if you do a certain amount, a hype train happens. And I said, if they finish the hype train, my mom will do a cheerleading dance that she had to do in high school.
And I did it. Yeah, I do 2 different ones. I think they liked firecracker, firecracker, boom, boom, boom the best.
What's the one where it's like teachers got the break?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Firecracker, firecracker. You girls don't even know what I do. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, my sister was a cheerleader, so I know some of those.
Oh,
I know.
you're going to have to do them then now for all your
I
fans.
will,
here.
yes.
There you go.
I know.
David does wear tutus.
Anything for
Been in
charity.
the woman list
Yes,
for
I will.
beauty reviews before.
I'll run a,
Twice now.
Wait, this is a NASCAR show now.
6-inch
Hold on here. We're going
stilettos.
slightly off the rails here.
Yeah. It's all for a good
Also
cause.
for
It's for
entertainment.
charity. Yeah, it was for
It
charity.
is entertaining, yes, for sure. And
Maybe one
speaking
day
of
I can come to your
entertaining, I've got
makeup.
yes, that would be great. Yes.
I like that he
yes.
said yes. That was the first time I got a good reaction
Well-
out of
No,
that.
he would do it. He would totally do it.
I've got a video.
of him doing it
Yeah,
on.
she did
We
one.
should
on
do
YouTube.
that.
Yeah, we should. And I'll play the harmonica sometime. So yes. So I go. Did anybody have a birthday? Oh, Philip, here's for your
I think his
birthday.
birthday was yesterday.
Oh,
Tomorrow.
okay.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow? Okay.
Well, I'll go ahead of time. There you go. Happy birthday, Philip. That's for you.
Great.
Thank you.
Damn, Philip, he doesn't even do that for me, so you're a pretty lucky fella right there.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
I do that
and
every
Dio
morning.
Brando, he sent in
okay.
a super chat, and he says, "I'm a Deegan fan, but I have high respect for you, Natalie. Thank you for coming to our beautiful city and being on Hamm's show tonight."
Aw,
Very
thank
nice.
you.
Thank
We love you. Thank you.
This is a cool town, downtown here.
Yes.
I love it. It just reminds me.
Of our hometown.
It does, almost like a little Norman Rockwell scene.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It
How
is.
about that?
There's a lot of nice places around here, and we do music here, of course, at WAME. We have the Piedmont Folkways Live, is what we call it here in the studio every Wednesday night.
I wish I could
It starts
sing.
at 7:30.
Because
Yeah.
then I could come sing, but I can't sing.
You can dance.
No time. I mean, all right.
says
But
his
whenever
name is
before you
Matt.
started racing, you
Yeah.
said I can't race.
My name is
Yeah,
You
I
have to
don't
learn.
think
She
I'll ever.
can't sing.
I got you, okay.
She
I
can't
was in a lot of
sing.
play. Wait,
I guess you just said
I
we
was
were
in a
born with it.
play. I was in lots of plays. I was
Oh,
Dolly Parton.
wait.
Dolly Parton.
I was
what?
Dolly Parton, and since I can't
Oh,
sing,
Yeah, there you go.
since I can't sing, I had
Yes.
to pretend on the play that I lost my voice, and someone
Oh.
else had to sing for me,
Oh,
and then I lip sync.
well, that's a good story.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own
Yeah,
talent,
this
right?
is me.
Oh, there we go.
Can you see the resemblance?
Oh, absolutely.
She totally.
Yes, there you go. Here, let me
She
switch it
was
again,
Dolly
so-
Parton in one of my musicals. However, she couldn't sing. Did you say
that's a
this
good
was?
picture
You
there.
can say it again.
So I had Dolly Parton in the musical lose her voice, so she couldn't sing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was 9 to
Just needs
5.
big hair. That's all you need.
I wore this really pretty black dress,
And
very similar to this.
it was.
But then I had pink sparkle shoes on.
Oh, that's neat. So whenever we moved from the other studio to this one, our Dolly, I think it was before we moved, our Dolly disappeared, and Willie's over there too. Willie's feeling lonesome, by the way. So, so they disappeared, and we were like, "Where in the world were they?" And they were in a closet upstairs, I guess.
And you found them.
And somebody
good.
found them. I don't know. Kathy probably knows that story, but Arnold found them. Arnold Watts. Okay, Arnold Watts. Yes, he might have had him at the house at his tiki bar. Yeah. So, yeah, we have a lot of interesting characters here in Statesville, but good people though. We have a good time.
So Jake
love the
McVie
music
did
and-
send in the super chat.
Oh, Jake
Chad
McVie.
Hatter sent
Thank you,
one.
Jake.
Mia sent one. I'm trying to read who all sent one. Timothy Glissman sent one. It just says he's your #1 fan.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, Jake McVie's done a couple. NASCAR Sharky 02 sent one. And of course, Dio says that's his stage name. His real name is Matt.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Hicks Boys Media says, "Would you ever race for IMSA, Nat?"
I would love to. That would be so much fun. I love road racing. This weekend that we had at the Charlotte Roval was just so amazing, and that'd be a dream, really, to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like that would have been a lot of fun, what you were doing this weekend. And I went to, or Scott was taking me around to every turn just about. So I did like a little video from each turn.
I love it.
So yeah.
That's so cool. Did you do the golf cart?
Well, the truck.
Truck.
Yeah. And then we just hoofed it the rest of the way. So,
So
yeah.
Brandon Settle says, "Oh God, I remember that Amy nearly blew my ears out with her loud whistling since I had headphones on."
Oh,
I guess when you were doing your cheering.
yes.
Oh, I remember that.
They're
Yes.
like, oh, because I can whistle really loud.
Yeah, very
Sure,
loud.
don't do it.
Don't do it. You'll hurt someone.
Or
with
turn
the
around and do it backwards.
Yeah, go up in the back corner and do it.
Okay,
What's
I'll
the-
go whistle just for him.
Let's see if anyone can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
But
And that-
stand far away.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some soundproof.
Oh boy, here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, she did it.
Right in the
And
microphone.
you forgot, Natalie, get in here now!
That's
You know
awesome.
you're in trouble if she whistles like that at you.
You can hear her in the car with a helmet.
Wow, that's
Or
good.
we had this bell, and if we were down by the lake and she rung the bell, we knew we had to come up to the house.
Dinner time.
Yeah. What's the cheer that says kick them in the whoops now? I was trying to remember it. It just can't, I have to quit thinking about it. I know I'm still talking about
Was that
cheers.
your
But
sister's
Stuck on
cheer?
cheerleading.
it was one of my sister's
I have-
cheers, yes.
We didn't learn that one. I mean, maybe
Alright.
like the North and the South
Yeah.
have different.
It very well
Like
could
we
be.
never said whoops or whoop.
Oh, yeah, well. You didn't censor it. You just said it,
Right,
whatever.
we just said it like
Okay.
straight out.
Wait, what was
That
the
sounds
word?
right.
Bleep.
Yes.
Oh,
In
okay.
in the Twin Peaks. No, I'm just kidding. That's another story, but yes, that was fun. It was a good day yesterday. It was a lot of
It
fun.
was so much fun.
Yeah, and looking forward to it next time. So I'm thinking about turning into I've got a nice camper, and unless it gets sold. So I was just saying,
Manicious took a look
I'm thinking
at it
about
today.
taking it. I could just start taking it to the
You should come to
racetracks.
Talladega.
Yeah,
We
I'd
don't
love
have
to come back
anything
to
to haul
Talladega.
it is the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what do you need to haul it?
A
You
350.
probably sell it somewhere.
It needs a 350 or
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah. I need a big truck.
Okay.
Actually,
you
I
gotta
hauled
get
it-
a big truck.
Yeah, I hauled it from the beach in a big rig, but I hauled it down to the beach in a Duramax diesel pickup.
You
So-
gotta come to Talladega. You got time.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got
I might have to do that. Last time I went to Talladega, I think we flew in, and that's whenever we hit the runway so hard that the oxygen mask fell down.
Oh,
That was the last time the big plane.
That
and
was
then,
that was an arrival. That wasn't a landing.
it was. Oh yeah, you're right. Yes. And then the airplane blew out the windows in the tower. So yeah, they said, okay, no more big planes flying in here. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Some,
I
Anyway,
got an idea
that's-
real quick about Talladega.
Yes.
What's it called in the infield?
Talladega Boulevard.
Okay, the Boulevard. That's where we need to set
You
you
haven't even
up
gone down
like,
it yet.
Yes,
Oh,
I have.
yeah.
We need to set you up like this.
all right. I've got
On the
mobile
boulevard.
capabilities. Yeah.
That'd be
oh,
fun.
to broadcast live.
And
From the
serious,
boulevard.
like in the night.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
When the
know
rain
about
is over.
that.
You'll get some,
I am not.
crazy
You might have to
conversations.
put up. might have to
Better,
put
yeah.
up
How about in the back of a pickup truck
And then we
rolling
can
around the
move.
infield?
Yes.
Because then you can control. Then
Yes.
you can control
Okay.
who comes and talks on
Well,
the
that
microphone.
might be on the works.
Or
Let's get a sponsor for that.
Yeah, we need a sponsor.
Yeah.
yes.
Or if somebody has like a box truck I can get on top of, because in the back of a pickup, then people may be able to
Jump
grab
in.
me if I do
Right,
something.
Grab you.
Because I turned the windshield washers out to the fans one time, to the people out there laid out. This guy was laid back on his lounge chair, and then I hit the sprinkler and it shot water on him, and he got mad, and he threw his, I think it was a Pepsi he had. And we had the side door open. He chunked that Pepsi and it come in there and hit the seat and then landed right on the guy. I even Scopatone sitting in the back seat.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I just hauled the mail. I was trying to
Yeah.
follow this pickup around. It had two girls in the back. And well, anyway, that's another story. Speaking of Twin Peaks.
needs a sponsor for
So, yes.
Talladega to go live. So anybody out there that
Yeah. So back to the story. Yeah. We need to do that.
Yeah, we need a
a great
sponsor.
idea.
I want to be part of it.
All right. Cool. Yes.
Okay, we have Jack Mavey says, does Natalie have a Sterling Marlin story?
Of
Oh,
course.
there we go.
Yes. Thanks for reminding us.
Scott does.
Scott does.
Oh, I got a million good Sterling Marlin stories, but we ask our guests every week
Yeah.
a famous Sterling Marlin story or a funny Sterling Marlin. Since you probably don't know him, does Chuck know Sterling? Do you have a?
I do.
Chuck, okay, good. Chuck, give us your best Sterling Marlin story.
Well, I only knew him as a fan from watching racing. I didn't know him personally like you.
That's okay. What's your best story?
While you're
Some people-
thinking,
He drove a car with Coors Light on it.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
That's a good one. That was part of my pit tour.
Yes.
But
I met Scott through Sterling and his family.
yes, yes, that's the best story. Yes.
How about when he
I
climbed
know
out of the
that.
car at
Now I
Daytona and pulled the fender out?
How about a Dick Trickle story? Did you ever? Dick Trickle story, because we all Dick
I
Trickle
got
fans here. We
Wait,
love
wait.
Mr.
I got a
Trickle.
couple,
right.
but I got one that has to do with Coors Light. So,
Oh, well, that fits.
And Dick
that-
Trickle, of course, that fits.
Sure.
so I
Yes.
never met Dick Trickle yet, and we were at Oktoberfest, and my dad goes, "Come
How
on."
old were you?
I was 12.
Okay.
My dad goes, "You need to meet Dick Trickle. You need to meet him. He's gonna be over by this like boulevard barn area. Please come by at some point in the night." I'm like, "Okay, I'll come by. I'll come by." And it's still early in the night, and I had to race the next day, and I was young, so I wasn't staying out too late. But I was like, "All right, Mom, let's go walk over there so I can meet Dick Trickle." And as we're walking up, I see Dick there. You know, I think he had 2 beers in his hand, and my
Cigarette.
dad is
Cigarette in his mouth.
yeah, a cigarette in his mouth, and my dad's biting a Coors Light can in half and drinking it. And I look at Mom and I go, "Is this normal?" 'Cause at first-
Yes.
And Dick Trickle thought it was the coolest thing in the whole world.
No, he said, "You just spilt beer on my cowboy boots."
Okay, that too.
That too, yeah, that's right.
Yes, now, if you catch me trying to open up a beer with my mouth, honey, now we'll know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Talladega.
Maybe Talladega.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
You got to be a few beers
I got
into
to
that night.
another story with Dick Trickle at Slinger. My first time at Slinger, he was in his rental car and I was in the pace car, and we got to race each other around Slinger.
That's cool. He used to smoke cigarettes in his car too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a character.
Okay, and then Alan Mendoza says, "I knew that the 23 charter was bought by ARCA Motorsports, and I had a question. How does it work now? Is your contract with
Rayum.
Riem Brothers or with ARCA
So-
Motorsports now?"
So RSS, the Siegs, they were the ones who my contract was with when I started, and Raymond Brothers Racing was the one that managed me and my team and the car, and everything came out of their shop because RSS is from Georgia and Raymond Brothers Racing's in Mooresville. And when our Motorsports was in a tough position because qualifying got rained out in Daytona, so one of their cars was unable to make it into the race, and then from there on they weren't allowed to, race anymore until the next qualifying opportunity, which I believe is COTA. And so they had to figure out what they were going to do, and RSS didn't have very many races filled with the 23 car. It was really just me and maybe 1 or 2 other races. So our Motorsports ended up buying the number. So now I will be racing under our Motorsports. They will be managing me now, but Rayum Brothers Racing will still be very involved in helping out. I mean, I still talk to Josh Rayum daily. I think I blow up his phone more than I blow up my mom's phone, so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
All right, someone, Brian Cherry, asked about the cost of your race suit, your
Ooh.
uniform.
That's a good question. I never get asked that. The uniforms are very expensive. They're custom made to my measurements, and back in the day, it sounds so weird because it was only a few years ago, they patches were stitched on, but now it's screen printed like a lot of shirts are today. It's not embroidered, it's screen printed. So they can cost up to $3,000 for one suit.
Wow. Yeah, that is expensive.
Yeah, and that's not
material suit.
including, the underneath Nomex gear, the gloves or the shoes or your helmet or anything.
Socks.
And socks, nothing, just the suit.
Yeah.
And the radio.
Yeah, like
Right,
one
yeah.
shirt, Nomex shirt is over $100. It's very expensive because it's all fireproof, and
All right.
I think you can be in the fire for a very long time. It's very good.
And
Yeah.
Chip Hurst asked, what is your goal in Xfinity this year?
My goal is to keep adding more races and keep getting more seat time. So then hopefully then the following year we can get close to running a full schedule.
Yeah. It's a good goal.
So if you're a sponsor out there looking to sponsor some
Yes.
upcoming driver.
There you go. That's
She's
right.
blonde and her name's Natalie.
She's blonde, her name's Natalie.
She's tiny.
And very
Yes.
tiny.
And I'm going to tell you
5 feet.
firsthand, if you think you can outdrive Natalie Decker, you're wrong, because I thought and I was wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
On both scales.
Yeah, same for me.
Not just iRacing, but actually. So, Natalie, hats off to you.
Thank you.
Friend, you are a driver, and I'm going to be your biggest fan.
Aww.
Same for me. Hey, so, but did they weigh you in the car? We were talking about this yesterday, me and Chuck, and we were talking about how whenever, back in the day, well, in NASCAR, the driver has to, sit on the door, whatever, and they have to count that into the weight of the car.
Yeah, so how it works in NASCAR is you actually go to the infield care center and get weighed in, and you're not allowed to wear anything. It has to, because just a couple years ago, guys were showing up with like sweatshirts and jackets and layering clothes and who knows, putting stuff in their pockets because it was an advantage to be heavier.
Yeah.
So now they make you do it through the infield care center and the doctors and everyone there. And
Are
then
you naked?
pretty much.
Yeah.
You are naked, yes.
Hospital gown.
Yeah, hospital gown.
Yeah.
We'll say. So yeah, so they're very strict on the NASCAR side, but over when I raced at Charlotte this past weekend, I got to be weighed in with my suit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Then they add that to the weight of the truck, so it meets its minimum weight. I take it, or the car. Yeah.
The truck or the Xfinity car or this weekend the Audi, everything has to be
Yeah.
the
Minimum weight.
So that reminds me of like Danica Patrick whenever she races in Indy or something like that. Maybe they don't do the same thing, but I know your Aunt Sue, Danica Patrick's named after her, right?
Yes. So
Danica Sue.
Danica's father, TJ, raced against my dad. Then Danica's mom, Bev, she worked on my aunt's snowmobile. Didn't they call her like Captain Traction or something?
Yeah.
So Auntie Sue set them up on a date, and well, they fell in love and had kids. So one of them's middle name is Sue, and that's Danica's middle name.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I looked that up because I was like, I never heard her name Danica Sue, but I looked it up and sure enough,
Yeah.
Danica Sue. That's very cool. Yeah. And I talked to your Aunt Sue. She's very nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's amazing.
All right,
So-
Hicks Boy Media asks, what's your advice on racing schools?
Racing schools, there's a lot of racing schools, and I think that it's really cool that that's something that you can go to and be a part of to get into the sport and learn. I did not necessarily like a racing school, but my dad brought me to Daytona at New Smyrna, and I got to, BJ McLeod actually was a part of it, of this schooling that I got to do to learn a lot more about, how to be fast on a racetrack. And it was, what was I, 14 years old when you took me there?
I think so.
Yeah, it was the best experience ever, and that really, I feel like that really helped me going into the next couple years on racing. And that's after that school is when we really started winning a lot of races.
Okay.
Yeah, they were good. BJ McLeod was really good, and I still have Mike's name saved in my cell phone number that owned the race school. And remember, he said, "What would Mike do?" That's all you got to remember.
What would Mike do?
Because he had such great coaching advice.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we can't tell you what it is.
Donnie
You got to go
Schatz
to him.
Did his
Yeah.
school as a sprint car outlaw driver because he's struggling in the corners, and their theory is they got a way that, where you turn in, where you hit your point here, and where you might want to brake, So they it's just a lot of technique, and they teach a very good technique.
When I
that
go
can be
road
used.
racing, it really helps me when I remember what would Mike do.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, so what would Mike do? I'm gonna remember that. Maybe whenever I'm doing something, playing a harmonica, and I'm like, gosh, what would Mike do?
Back up the corner a little bit.
Suck him below.
He would back up the corner a little bit.
That's what Mike did.
Just saying.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there
I'm
you
always
go.
saying, what would Chuck do? That's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Chuck would try to go wide open.
All right, and Mia that had asked for advice earlier on launching a career, she says, thank you so much for all the advice. It means a lot.
Aw, you're welcome, Mia.
Very nice.
And Chip Hurst said, I won a Natalie Decker sweatshirt off of Facebook earlier in your career. Just wore it today.
Aw, yeah.
That's so cool.
Well, so what they should do is send a picture, or if they post it on their Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, and tag me.
Yeah, tag you in it.
Tag you in it too.
And hashtag. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, tag us and hashtag us. My hashtag's DHammiam. Is yours just Natalie
Just Natalie
Decker?
Decker,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. That's what I did when I
Okay,
put the picture.
Devin
Where-
Summers asks Natalie, how do you think Haley Dagan will do at Bristol Dirt?
I expect that she'll do very well. She's a dirt racer. I'm excited to watch that race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, her dad was motorcycles, right? Because he came through Roush
Like
Yates
the metal
engines.
mill. What is it
something
called?
like that.
Metal Militia.
Thank you.
Metal Militia, that's right. Yeah, he come
Thank
in.
you.
And was
You always know.
Yep. So is that all the questions? Such
I'm trying.
Philip Goodman, Natalie
I'm
is a
looking.
great role model. Yes, very good. So if y'all got any last minute questions, throw them out here because we're gonna save some stuff for next time. We're gonna save some stuff for Talladega.
Yes,
Yes.
when
Yes.
we're traveling around.
When we're
Yes.
traveling
In a
around
truck.
the infield,
Yes.
talking.
Yes.
We'll
live.
people
gonna be
watch
wild.
and talk about us people watching.
Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be great. As we're
It'd be
going.
so fun.
Look at that guy over there. He's
David Hamm, you are committed to
That's excellent.
Talladega. I
I
gotta
am.
tell you.
I am.
We're going on the
Tracy, we're
road,
going to
baby.
Talladega.
Are you ready
Yes.
to go to Talladega?
Come on, Tracy.
And I know we need one of those super soaker squirt guns
Yes.
for one thing.
We'll come prepared, David. Don't you worry.
Maybe we can fill one up with beer and shoot it at people.
And they can try to catch
wine.
it.
Right, put tequila in there.
That'd be
So
bad.
we do
Tequila
on
and rum.
the cruise
Tequila.
ships.
That's a better idea.
Oh,
Margaritas.
We missed a question here.
Oh yeah.
Richard Bain asks, "Do you like the movie Days of Thunder?"
Of course I do.
Yes.
Yes. Who doesn't?
Right. That
Right?
was 1990ish, and that was whenever I was really wanting to get into NASCAR, and that's what my inspiration was in that movie.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, a lot of it was yes.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And growing up in Charlotte, and my uncle was the limo
Yeah.
driver for
Oh.
Tom Cruise. Yes. So when
Whoa.
did you watch it for the first time?
Oh, I think I watched it for the first time with a crew chief, a couple crew chiefs, and people on my crew. I was probably young.
Yeah. Was that with Tom Russ, maybe?
No, it was. No, it was with Ben. I think
Okay.
at his house. It was the first time I watched
Yeah.
it.
Is your dad kind of like the Harry Hyde character? Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of. I could see that.
Harry.
Yes.
yeah. You need a haircut.
No, I like his
Well,
long hair.
she likes it. Yes. Yeah, that's what. I had wingtips before I got mine cut last week, so I mean they were sticking way out.
I
so-
normally my
so-
hair is like really
Yeah,
short.
mullet.
That's the cool thing.
Really short. I mean,
We're going mullet,
Tuck it.
baby.
That looks cool. Yeah, no,
Since-
just do it for the rest of the
since
show.
I can't get
Tuck
in.
it.
All right, someone
Tuck
has
it.
asked Dickie Dennis,
Yeah.
"Can Natalie shotgun a beer?"
Oh yes. There you go.
Yeah. Can you?
I don't know. Can I?
I don't know. Maybe when DHammiam is at Dega Baby, we'll find out.
That's right.
Yeah.
If we win Talladega,
try
I
it.
will.
Yeah.
Who's,
Oh yeah.
Figure it out.
whose wife that
Yes.
shoots the beers?
Kyle Larson's wife.
Kyle
Larson.
Larson.
You and Kyle Larson's wife can.
If I win.
We'll shoot a beer.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
That'll be good. Yes. We'll do
Okay,
videos
are
and
you
such.
more like Cole Trickle or Rowdy Burns?
Oh, I don't know.
That's from Days of Thunder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're both, I think. And on the go kart, you're like Rowdy Burns. Golf cart. What? I'm sorry.
Go kart.
Yes, go karts. You're like
I feel like
Rowdy
when I
Burns.
race in
Yes.
real life, not just like go karting's
Yeah.
for fun, I can be really aggressive and wreck people because then
Yeah.
when we're racing, for the real deal,
Yeah.
and I do something like that and I wreck someone, they can retaliate, and I don't want that to
Right.
happen.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
I'm a lot more patient.
Yeah.
And then we can go to
Yes.
Applebee's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
movie.
There you go. Hey, next time we go go kart racing, I keep wanting to say golf cart. I love golf cart. Anyway, next time we go go kart racing, we need to strap 100 pounds on that.
Yeah,
down
then
there.
I'll make it fair.
extra
GoPro in
Just
Mooresville,
kidding.
they do that. They make you wear weighted
Yeah.
vests.
Those carts are fast now, and they'll wear
Yes.
you out. I was wore out last time I did that.
They do wear you out.
And again, I thought I was fast.
Makes
Is
my
your
neck
hurting?
sore.
Yeah.
Like when
Mine
I'm
too.
turning, I'm like leaning my head.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here's my excuse too. I was going really fast at the beginning of the race, but my seatbelt kept coming loose.
Yeah, the seatbelt would loosen
Yeah.
up for me too.
So I was pulling it here, so then my lap belt was
Boys
up
to
here. So, but I was like, rolling all over the cart, and I
Maybe
was
you
changing
need a
the weights.
seat insert.
Oh, that's probably what I need. I need a seat insert.
insert.
Yes. Well, that's nice of you. I have lost a little bit of weight. Thank you.
I think it would
Yes.
hold you in there
A few
better.
pounds, yes. All right. Well, fine.
Natalie has a good head on her shoulders, great parents that seem to have raised her well. Best of luck moving forward. I'll be watching you.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's wrap it up so we can save something for next time. Is that it, Jenna? But
I think so.
yeah, so thanks everybody. So much.
Yeah, are we going to spin the wheel?
Oh yeah, they've got to spin a wheel. Thank you.
Where do we
Thank
put,
you.
can they see the wheel or do we move it?
Yeah, here, I'll put it on. Right here. There we go. All right, so we got the wheel on the screen right now.
Can I spin it?
Sure. Yeah. Come on around. Spin as many times as you'd like.
We also want to give a shout out to Billy Buck for thanking us for hosting us here at WAME, and
Yes.
miss you, Billy.
Come by and see us in the morning. We'll be here on the Billy Buck Morning Show.
There you go. We'll be
Side of
listening.
Hamm.
Okay, Natalie, give her a spin.
Okay, which way do I go? Wait, can they see it or am I?
Yeah.
Do Vanna White.
Jana Banana.
Red
for Red Street Records.
Red for Red Street Records.
How convenient.
Love it.
All right, so our red here is it's Suzette McGuire.
Yay, Suzette.
Yeah,
Sees that one.
yeah.
That is,
So there you
gives
go.
me
Awesome.
goosebumps.
How cool is that? Yeah,
Yay,
very nice.
Suzette.
So we'll have to get a maybe something autographed and we'll send it to Suzette. How's that sound? It's just-
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so very good. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and make sure you check out Natalie's social media, of course.
Yes, thank you.
Probably where you saw this on. But how do they get in touch with you? If somebody wants to send him a message or whatever.
NatalieDeckerInc.com is my website, and all my social media links are there. You can order my shirts. It tells you how to get hero cards.
You can find her Twitch,
My Twitch link there, where I
part of the Twitch family.
stream live most of the time.
All right. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the Twitch thing.
Yeah, we need to get you on Twitch.
Yes, for
Yes,
sure.
yes. We'll definitely work on that. Yeah. And yeah, so thanks everybody. And let's see, next Monday. Wait, go ahead, Tracy.
Go ahead. I'll finish it up.
No, I was just going to say next Monday, I believe we're going to have probably Andy Houston, maybe Tommy Houston, to come in here and hang out with us. So get to hear some of the stories from the legends from back in the day. And so make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe,
And
of course.
subscribe.
Yes.
Yes, please subscribe.
Yes, thank y'all. Appreciate that. So what were you going to say?
The most important question of the night. Did you guys have fun?
Yes, we love
Blast.
it
Had a
here.
blast. Really,
We had
really
so
appreciate
much
you
fun.
having us over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, thank y'all so
This
much.
is such a great place. Anybody
Good.
that gets to be a guest, you should be honored on the show. I'm
Yes.
very
Thank
honored
you.
that
And
you
next
were
time we
invited.
come back, we need to have a dance party.
Yeah. so-
There's a lot of room to dance here.
Yeah, for sure. We can
And
do
make
that.
a TikTok video, Dave.
Yes.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, that's right. Well, the night's still young, so we still have.
It's
yeah,
past my
so-
bedtime.
That's
Yeah.
my
I
bedtime.
saw some beer in the refrigerator back there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, help yourself. So, all right. So we'll see y'all next week, and have a good night.
Good
You
night.
know, our host David
man.
Hamm is a 25-year NASCAR veteran, engine builder, and jackman.
If you don't know me, my name is Phil Cavalli. I was a 30-year NASCAR photographer. 30-year NASCAR photographer.
Oh, God. And I'm building engines with Mattel.
Yes, Mattel.
Yeah, for Mattel.
Lego blocks.
Yeah.
Live every Monday evening, we have a new guest.
From the racing world with their stories, their paths,
Their
racing roots.
Sponsored by Jersey Cape Yachts. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and their YouTube channel. Also on JerseyCapeYachts.com. Check out Chad Hutter as he pilots the Canadian E-Motorsports Network, Racing Roots with Hamm Ford, 7:30 every Tuesday evening on Facebook. Check out my website, DHammiam.com. Be sure to hit that subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you'll be notified every time we go live.